Welcome back to Forget About It Fridays, Unfiltered, the rawest, realest junk removal show on the internet. It's episode 2, and tonight we're asking a big question. Is junk removal your final destination or just a launching pad for something bigger? We got our East Coast assassin in the building, Adam Hummel from Grade A Hauling out of PA. He's entertaining, funny, and believe me when I say this, he ain't holding back. Later in the show, we got the baby maker himself stepping in, Julio from Sonoma Strong Adam, ready to drop some West Coast wisdom. And riding shotgun, like always, my trusted consigliere, the one and only Mr. Yee Yee. So grab a stogie, pour a little espresso, and let's talk shop, legacy, and what's next after this last load hits the dump. This ain't your grandma's junk talk. This is Forget About It Fridays Unfiltered. Let's go. What's up,
Hello.
Adam, my man?
How's it going? Thanks for having me on today, gentlemen.
Hell
Oh boy,
yeah.
oh boy.
And Mr. Yee, I'm loving the background, man. Looking good over there. Every
Oh
time I
boy.
see you, bro, every show you're stepping it up over there.
You
Impressive.
know, every time, we get to go to those landfills and, dump them, money gets put into the situation and, we get to up our situation up and, I'm the king of, we don't go to the dump unless we got a camel hump. You know what I'm talking about?
I
Mr.
love it. I love
Yee
it.
is looking like those transition things where they show the video and it's like day one of whatever. It's like on the show and like by day or episode 6, he's gonna have a grill that's got like, yeah, it's gonna be off the chain. But no,
Been
you're
there,
looking
done
good.
that, did it already.
I like the clean cut, dude. It's looking,
Oh man, it's scruffy, you know what I mean? But it's coming back. Trust me. The beard is part of the situation.
Well, I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got my man from Canada, Richard, in the house. We got my man from Cali, Cisco. How you doing,
Cisco.
brother? We got Andrew. How you doing, bro? He just started. He's got his junk removal company up and running, couple months now. Congrats. We got our moderator Drew in the house.
Yo,
And
Drew.
we got Julio. Julio will be joining us shortly, everybody. Can't wait for this one. Really excited about that. Shout out to Sonoma Strong as well, Matt and JoJo Vic. We got Green Up Junk Removal. We got a legend in the house, Kevin Hess.
Yo, Kevin.
The power couple from Texas. Sign it in.
Uh-oh.
JT Junk Solutions.
He ain't
Local
playing.
Junkers.
He ain't playing
And
either.
Sonoma Strong. What's up, everybody? Thank you all for tuning in. And guys, I need you to do me all a favor right now. I'm like 1 or 2 away from hitting the 500 mark on the subs. Smash
500.
that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. It really helps out the channel grow. Really
That's funny.
appreciate all the support from everybody.
That's funny because you're 1 away from the big 500, and I'm 1 away from the 1 triple O. You know what I mean? So make sure you subscribe, support the channel, and we're about to be on 100th subscriber on YouTube. No Limit Hauling and Junk Removal. The Yee keep on supporting the movement.
So he's about to be in the money.
Hello.
Monetization, baby. I love it.
Money.
So let's talk to Adam here now, my man. He's coming from Pennsylvania, and he caught my attention on Facebook, social media, my man. You got a very original style. You are funny as hell, and you press the envelope with your humor, bro. I gotta say, man. But love the style, man. Love all the views you getting over there. Millions of views a month on Facebook, blowing up. So kind of fill us in, man. When did you get into junk removal, and what did you do beforehand?
Spill the beans.
All right, so junk removal was completely foreign to me until 2017. I had moved to Florida with my now wife, and I was looking for a job. Now, keep in mind, I've had at this point 10 years of like really good sales experience. I did door to door for Comcast for over 3 years. So like I'm used to like tough sales. Well, I saw this position that was hourly plus commission. It was at the headquarters for College Hunks Hauling Junk and Moving. I went in there was like a room of 30 guys. They were like, no one's going to find out if you're hired today. bro, it's an appointment setting position. Now, like, I got the job. I crushed this job. I was literally a nobody there, but because I was so good at my job, I could do whatever I wanted. Like, I got to like talk to Nick and Omar all the time. I got to do a ride along one day. Like, it was really eye opening, and the culture was pretty cool. When I started there, like, it was so loose. Like, they did free beer Friday. The supervisors would literally bring beer around for all the people taking calls. It was like, it was cool, you know. And I watched these guys do $150 million in revenue the year I was there. And then my wife got pregnant, and I ended up we ended up moving up to Pennsylvania. And like, shout out to Nick and Omar, because they gave me a job through one of their sister companies. I was working for Trash Butler doing doorstep valet trash service, doing the sales for it. Okay. And they signed like all this paperwork for me to like get my mortgage on my house and everything, essentially like saying that I was gonna, you know, be able to keep my job and everything. And so like they were awesome, and I really loved the industry. I thought it was cool. I understood like pricing, I understood how everything worked, but I never worked in the field, so I literally knew nothing about how the day-to-day operated. And when I moved back, there was no real presence for it around here. So I just decided to go for it one day. I literally took a 0% down loan on a truck through my credit union. I put a $1,700 garden trailer on a credit card, and I was off to the races.
You put a wig on a pig and you made it happen.
Yeah.
No boy,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Get a donkey. Yeehaw.
How many years ago was this?
So this was 2019. It was like almost a like year to the day before COVID hit. So it was like March 29th or something, 2019. And
Burp.
it was pretty crazy then. COVID hit, and whatever, dude. Like, Facebook has been my thing. So I was
Let me
like,
hold on. Let's slow down because I got to hear everything, you know. So you just start your own company and COVID hits. Now you're in PA and all that. Now you just put the money down. You took out a loan. Were you shitting your pants?
no, because so when I started, it was a year before COVID hit. So for the first 9 months that the business was operating, I had a job. I had gotten this regional sales manager position where I was in charge of a bunch of people, and I didn't really have to do anything. So it was like a really decent salary. Shout out to Bath Fitter. Anyway, I would literally leave my company car at a mall all day because they had kiosks at the malls, and I was technically in charge of the people who ran the kiosks and then all of their events. So I would leave my car there all day and then get in my truck and go do stuff. And then if any of my supervisors would ask me what was going on, I'd be like, I was monitoring the booth to see how many people walked by, to see what type of, like, give them the most BS answer. Well, that lasted for about 9 months, and then I got fired. But by that point, I had enough of a business going at that point that it wasn't a big deal. And I was blessed to make connections. Like, people make connections. That's what Facebook is all about. It's about connecting with people. And I was able to meet this guy who owns a line company who runs like fiber optic lines. They do telephone pole anchors and shit. And when COVID hit and it went crazy, he had this contract to lay all these telephone pole anchors, and all you got to do is use an auger and put them in the ground. So he was paying me and one of my guys like $2,000 a day to do these telephone pole anchors for it was like 4 months straight.
So you were laying pipe.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, okay. I'm just getting that out there. If you were laying pipe, you were laying pipe. You know what I'm talking
no,
about? I'm just
well,
saying.
technically, whatever. But yeah, it was. It's just so I realized Facebook was as good of an opportunity as it was when I only had 700 followers for my company, and I had about the same amount of friends. And there's this woman who I can't stand. I can't stand her. And I looked at her Facebook and I'm like, this bitch doesn't have 5,000 friends. There ain't no fuck. Wait a second. Do you know who else has 5,000 friends? This motherfucker. So I went on and I started looking at everybody, people you may know in your area. Okay. Friend request, friend request, friend request. And I'm telling you,
Stalker mode.
hey,
I'm kidding, bro. I'm
this is
kidding.
business promotion, okay? And like occasionally, I mean, like 1 out of every 200 people, they will send you a message and be like, "Do I know you?" And I would just simply say, "No, I don't know you, but I am promoting my business on the page. I saw that you were local, so I thought maybe you'd want to, learn more about it." And that's all I would say. But within a couple weeks, now you wait a few days and then you invite them to your page. Well, within probably like a month, I was up to the 5,000 and my business page was up to 2,700 followers. And then from there, it was just, okay, well, what's going on in these local pages? So like most of my business has revolved around referrals from different local pages. And it isn't because I post in these groups really anymore. It's just because now everybody knows me for different reasons. Like tomorrow morning, I have to wake up at 5:15 a.m. to go down to my 2,600 square foot garage to do our community garage sale.
Hold on, we don't want to get into that yet. It's too much because there's so much stuff that I want to really break in with you first, bro. So first off, I want people to understand why we're focusing on Facebook with you, and why you stand out to me on there. I think it was last month you posted your numbers, what you did in 28 days. What was the amount of views you got on your Facebook?
Like 2.2 million. So I average like between 700 and 1.3 million every 28 days. That's pretty normal for my page. The reason it was so big was because that one reel that I posted that everyone fucking freaked out on me about, which was just I was pissed. I was hangry, to be honest. I didn't stop for lunch. And I'm in line and I drew the worst draw of the world, which was 5 hand unloaders in a row in front of me at the transfer station. And at this particular transfer station, they don't have a separate line for the handies.
Is
For
that
us,
what you call them, Andes?
yeah, than for us,
Hey, there's a new
Tell us
word.
about this video, bro. I don't think I seen this one. What happened? What'd you do?
Oh, all I did was in just my monotone, annoying voice that I have. I was just like hand unload, and I just said it for the I pointed to the 5 trucks, and I said I'm literally in my own worst hell, and it got 1.4 million views, and I got trolled, man. There was like over, I think over 1,000 comments for sure. And I would say like 800 of them thought that I was making fun of people who hand unload, which I wasn't. I was just pissed that I was waiting. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to if you hand unload for 5 or 6 or 12 months until you can actually get, whatever. But the thing that pissed me off was there was literally like 100 am I allowed to say the hard R word on here? I don't know. I'll probably get canceled. Anyway, retards that literally argued that they could hand unload faster than I could dump my trailer. They're like, "Oh, go get my thing unloaded before you get your tarp off." I'm like, bro, no, you can't. So there was so many people, dude. Anyway, it was like there was some guy who went on my business page and started commenting on shit because of the reel. Like he trolled my page, and he started commenting on shit. And dude, people don't play around here. Like I didn't even have to say anything. There was like people that were following my page were like, like fuck off, you don't know Adam, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna touch this one. I'm gonna let this guy deleted his comment. Then like it's cool.
Let me ask you this, man. So, is it equal in money? Are you bringing in new clients from the Facebook, or is it
Oh
more
yeah,
of?
dude.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, I mean that's where I get pretty much all my business. I mean it's all referral based at this point, but like pretty much everything starts and ends with Facebook with me, truthfully. Like I'd have never paid for any type of Google ads. I don't do any SEO. Like I do have a GMB and like I did order some tap cards from Russ, so I'm pretty excited to get those because I will try and I have like 49 reviews on Google. I've never tried. I have over 200 on Facebook. And the thing that gets me with these community groups and like the thing that people don't understand is you have to be okay with delayed gratification. Okay. It isn't about the cheap son of a bitch who's posting in that group asking for who can pick up my couch. They're going to go for the lowest bidder. This is not what that is not your customer. Okay. But when you develop a small army of people who literally verbally accost people with your name when they ask about junk removal. And there's 8 or 9 comments that go, Adam Hummel, Grady Holloway, don't use anyone else. He's the best, blah, 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 blah. What that does is then any of the actual customers you want to use, you know, the ones who like don't care what they charge and like plan ahead, they go, man, this, you know, I don't need junk removal right now, but when I do, they make a mental note. And then guess what? They don't make a post. So that bottom feeder who messaged that person who made the initial post and offered to do it for $20 and some Skittles doesn't find this person who hits me up. And then I get a great customer for life because I show up on time, which good fucking Lord, show up on time, people.
So,
People's
so,
time is valuable.
so are you doing all this all by yourself alone, just a truck and trailer, or?
So I have 2 trucks. I have 5 dump trailers, an enclosed trailer. All my dump trailers are the same size. They all hold 10 cubic yards. I have a guy who I trained for a little bit, who I sub a good bit of work to. I have another guy who owns a landscaping business locally, who I worked out an hourly rate for his guys. So whenever
Nice.
I need people, I literally message him the day before and he'll drop
Oh, yeah.
off 2, 3 guys for me and then pick them up. I do pay for these guys. Like I pay, works out to, it works out to like $30 an hour or
Don't
so,
worry, you're still
roughly
there.
30, 35. But by doing that, it's like it's essentially using a temp agency. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't have to worry about payroll tax. I don't have to worry about workers' comp because they're not my guys.
So are any of them using your trailers?
Um, the one guy I sub some work to does pull some of my trailers, but no
Okay.
one else does.
Because we all know the trust with the truck and trailer is very
Yeah,
hard
this
to
guy I
those.
trust.
Yeah,
This
those
guy
are
I
the
trust. He's like so mechanically inclined and he's helped
yeah.
me do so many things that I mean, even if he did wreck one of my trailers, like
He can fix it, no problem. He can take care of it. Yeah.
yeah, I
'Cause
would
that's the
take it.
biggest thing with the truck and trailer crew is that, people are hard to trust with the
Well,
trailer.
my next move is definitely a dump truck for sure. Probably like an F-350 or 450, something like that,
Or
with like
king cab.
a mulch
Uh-huh.
style box.
Mm-hmm. So
Um,
you don't want to go with Suzu?
well, so I can't. The thing is the reason that I choose what I choose is because I don't like the DOT. I don't want to deal with the DOT. So my
Okay.
dump trailers are all 7K rated, so that
Yeah.
my combination GVWR is under
26.
70,001 in the state
Yeah.
of Pennsylvania. That's what it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So the Isuzus, I could get a 14,500. I could get one of those. I just couldn't get one of the 19,500s, or else I'd
Yeah.
have to get a DOT number, and I just don't want to do that because I like weed way too much. So
Oh, well, there's ways to go. There's ways to go around that, but let me hang up. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I still hold mine.
Usinator, huh? Adam, I got to ask you this, brother. This is another thing that really stuck out about you and your business. I see that you do, and you were touching on it before. You were talking about tomorrow. You got some going on and all. Kind of fill everybody in how you give back to the community and just some of the engagement that you do. That was very impressive.
yeah,
That I've seen in your.
thanks, man. So for one thing, there's a local nonprofit called Making a Difference of Lebanon who 3 out of the last 4 years I've won an award for the stuff that I've done for this organization. 2 of the years I won their highest honor, and I beat out like a local bank and someone else. And it's like these organizations have tons of money, and somehow I'm beating them out. And it's like, just give back. It's not that hard. It doesn't have to be money all the time.
Yeah.
Like, so for instance, I do a lot of AC giveaways. How many ACs do you pick up throughout the year? Check them. If they're good, put them on a pile. Once you have 5 or 10, do a post, give away ACs in the spring. People who need them are so thankful and they never forget that shit.
Oh yeah.
I give away snow shovels in the winter. And I mean, I give away 50, 100 snow shovels.
Yeah.
I do my community garage sales, which I don't price anything. Everything is pay what you can. And then 100% of the money goes to a local nonprofit that I pick. This time tomorrow, it's going to Friends of Coleman's, which is Coleman's Park, which is a huge park in Lebanon City.
Mhm.
It it's just people remember you for the things that you do. Like, just because I don't spend money on like traditional like Google ads, like my time and energy on these community things are kind of similar. You know what I mean? Like, that's my marketing, really.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
like,
Adam, are you paying for any ads at all on Facebook or
no,
Boost? Anything?
I don't boost anything ever. I don't add anything to any. The only thing I do pay is I pay $300 a month to be a part of this. It's technically a national magazine, but they have local franchises, and it's called Real Producers Magazine. Basically, what they do is they reach out to the top 5% of realtors. So the only realtors that show up to these events all sell 20 plus homes a year. So they're like the ones you want to talk to. They host like between 10 and 14 events a year. They do additional like training. Like next month, I'm going to hang out with this one guy who he gets like millions of views on Instagram, like millions. So hopefully I'll learn how to do some shit. Cause it's like, bro, I come up with some of the grossest content you could ever think of. Cause I will touch anything. I don't give a shit. Like what?
Today I seen you with your what is it, ants or some sort of bugs?
Oh yeah. Yep. But so I posted this video of me emptying this freezer. So this freezer had been off since the year 2000, and the food was all dated 1978 to 84. And I just like roll up my sleeves, no mask in it. Like I put gloves on, you know, but yeah, just pulling the stuff out, reading it, and
Wow, you got a nose. I'll tell you that right now. You got a nose. I seen one of your videos where you had there was some jam on the floor. And I thought that was blood. I was like, oh shit, that's just gonna stink. But it was jam, right? Or jelly?
It was blood.
It was human jam. It was human jam.
Yes. Yeah. So that one was a little upsetting because the customer didn't tell me that was there.
Yeah, they never do. You know?
They literally had something laying on top of it, and we were there to clean out the whole house and rip all the carpets out. So you would think you would let me know that the person who committed suicide and self-checked out that it was going to be there,
bro. Whoa.
So
that's crazy, man.
So we got in the comments right now. You know what I mean? A few people are hitting on that. You know what I mean? You look like Rob Dyrdek. Do you ever get that?
I do get that. Yeah, sometimes I get that.
He's got that personality too.
Yeah,
man.
I was kind of seeing that. You know, in your videos, I was seeing that too. A little bit of a ridiculousness and type of situation going on.
So I will be honest with you guys. I am developing a podcast that is not live that will be kind of like ridiculousness. So it's called Hoarders, Treasures, and a Lack of Safety Measures. So
nice.
I like this, man. Nice. I like this.
So how is your
hold on, Mr. E? We got a shout out. Sarah from Load Runners is in the house.
What's up, Sarah and Vince, baby?
We also got Bean in the house from America Junk Boss. How are you today?
Yo, Bean.
And my man Khalid. What's up, Khalid? How are you, bro? Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate that.
Khalid.
Take the mic, Mr. Yee. What's up?
Oh man, it's just you know, it's a blessing having Adam on the show, and you know, Adam giving his testimony, and you know, we're thankful, and you know, I mean, this is what it is. We're giving you guys that content and what we're doing. And Adam, so how does your Google review situation looking like?
So I only have like 49 at this point. I'm excited. I ordered 5 tap cards.
Hey, 49 is good still. No, don't get me wrong. 40. There's a lot of people out here in this industry who won't even got 49. So you know, 49 is 6
months because I plan on putting these tap cards at places. So like another thing I do is I donate my dump trailers for local events.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's an organization, even if it's not a nonprofit, like
no doubt.
There's a couple local car shows and some other stuff. So I leave my dump trailers there for them.
Oh yeah.
And
that's exposure.
Yeah. That's been pretty good.
So my man Khalid says, Adam, that's really inspiring power of consistency, bro. Hats off to you. Love your work ethic, G. Thank you, Khalid. Appreciate that. And guys, we got to introduce our special guest into the room. He's coming from 707. And he's rocking a cowboy hat. It is the Julio, the baby maker. What's up, brother?
say?
He's got the sombrero. You know what I'm talking about?
That's it.
Today?
What's up? What's up with the Julio?
Just another day. You know how it is? How you guys doing?
Oh, man,
Doing great, bro. Just got
life is
better that
good.
you're in the room, my man. For real, for
Mhm.
real.
Hey, you guys are giving nothing but positive vibes. I like it.
Great. I
Yes,
love it.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I
we
love the
got
hat, dude.
before we get into it with Julio, I just got to do a couple little plugs real quick. We got a couple big things coming up on the channel, and I just want to make mention of it. Next Tuesday, guy, we got Dan Beals coming in, guys, and you guys really want to check this one out. Dan's got a niche in the junk removal. He comes from furniture background, so that's all I'm going to say about that. He's got his own niche. You definitely going to want to tune in. It's going down 8 p.m. East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West. That is next Tuesday, the 27th, guys.
The Furniture
Now,
King.
what was that, guy?
Was that the Furniture King, the Furniture Hustler?
He will be at the Junk Expo as well. He is one of the main speakers there. So definitely tune in next Tuesday. And then the following Tuesday, guy, all of you guys are going to want to hear this because you're all invited to this one to come on live. The Junk Family returns Tuesday, June 3rd. That's the community show. We're bringing it back. We're going to get everybody to come on. Anybody that wants to come on and chop it up with, come on. You're all invited. Also, we got another thing coming up on oh no. This is a question for you guys. I put a little note in there and I kind of forgot. So
Forget about it.
exactly, forget about it. I
Forget
wanted to
about it.
ask everybody. I'm thinking about adding, me and Mr. Yee been discussing this in the background. We're thinking about adding on a segment of the show. It like maybe do like a half an hour part of the show where we put out a call out number and a number that you guys could call in. It's going to hook up right into my mixer here. So you guys, everybody will be able to hear it. And you guys could, share your stories. You could ask questions or whoever is on. If you guys want to just come on and say something real funny and just tap in real quick, you're also welcome to do that.
Shout your business out. Ask a question. If you ask a question to the guest that we have on the show, this is your time to shine, to call in and show that love and support the movement.
Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Is that something that you guys would like to do?
Oh boy.
And
That's a great.
let us know. We're definitely interested to hear that. And Bean says, "Oh, Julio, you are so kind. I can't wait to see you again at the expo."
Oh, Julio.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Hey, that's a great idea what you just mentioned, because just to get people to be able to call in and be like, hey, ask questions and just be able to talk. I feel like that's a great idea.
Hell yeah. I watch it a lot on my sports podcast when I watch the Yankees and everything. And it's a Yankee podcast and all the guests be calling in and you get some fun call-ins, man. So I think that could get interesting. And guys, I also want to shout out October 24th and 25th. You guys all got to block your calendar and you're all coming to Cali. We got the Junk Expo, the best expo in the whole country. We got Matt and JoJo Vic organize it. Julio's going to be in there. Mr. Yee's going to make an appearance. I'm sponsoring it as well. Adam, are you making a trip for this one, bro? Oh, bro, you can't say no. Now you on the spot right now, bro.
I don't know.
You're killing me, bro.
Adam, you just fucked up. You just fucked up. I'm just telling you, this is that show. You just fucked up. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now.
I'm kidding, man. We'll talk, man. We're gonna get you over here, bro. It's my area. I know you like to smoke the good stuff, so I could give you a little
gelato
tour real quick, man.
You know what I'm talking about? Over here. Cookies, diesel. You know what I'm talking about?
Hell yeah! Shout out to JB Holland in the house. How you doing, brother?
JB Holland, what's up, baby? What's up, baby? That's my partner right there. That's the 916 right there. That's another local hauler putting it down over here in Northern California.
Love it. So my man Julio, brother, what has been going on, man? Tell us what's been new in Sonoma Strong. Like, how was your day today? Give us all the 411.
It was a great day. I'm not gonna complain. We had 5 drops.
Wow,
that's it.
Well,
I'm just saying that's good for you. That's good.
When it starts getting busier, we have like about 5 or 7, so it kind of picks up.
That's like each truck, right? That's like each truck.
Yeah. So we try to do at least work out each trucks, how to separate things. Yesterday was I had to get my son. He got operated because he had to, for school, getting ready for school. He's gonna go into kindergarten.
Yes.
it was a big thing. But today, yeah, we've been busy, so it's been good. How about you guys?
So Julio, does the truck you operate have your name on it? Like all the NASCAR guys, they have their name on their vehicle. Does your truck say the Julio?
No, no, it doesn't. I wish it did though.
Matt,
I'm just
Matt, you got to put his number and the Julio on that thing. You are in Sonoma, the raceway. Come on now, you're doing the Julio.
man, you guys' logo looks like good too though. All you guys is. I like to see everybody's different logos and look, they all look nice.
Yeah, that's the good thing about when all of us haulers come up with some creative ideas, we make our brand look really, 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 really stand out from others.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
boy.
Well, I can't wait to meet all you guys at the Junk Expo. It's gonna be off the hook. It's gonna be good. Just networking, just meeting other haulers from like different areas and
Oh yeah.
from everywhere.
Well,
It's crazy.
Let's get into the juicy stuff. This is what we all been waiting for. Guys, we've been seeing a lot of like controversy, so to say, back and forth in the junk industry. And one of them was, we had the power couple of Texas. We had JT Junk Solutions on the other day and all. And, they were on Ricky Ricardo's show as well. And Ricky and them just kind of clashed. I guess Ricky's just been, he's had it out for them. I know Adam at first, I think you guys, started off the wrong way with the power couple JT Junk Solutions, but I think you guys might have seen eye to eye as of recent. So I just want to kind of hear your guys' take on, everything. And first off, Julio, what's your thoughts on the power couple, that is just killing it in Instagram world?
Well, I mean, Matt and Julio told me about it. I started following them on YouTube, and I mean, nothing bad to say. I mean, seeing a power couple, it's good. I mean, I work with hand in hand with my boss and them, so it's like I see that every day. And then sometimes when my wife goes to work with me too, it's just bringing my wife along and bringing the women along to work where most women won't want to do it. So
Double paycheck.
Just seeing like the power couple do it, it's crazy because a lot of women wouldn't want to work in drunk removal. And just to see that happen more and more, it's crazy. So I mean, I give it up to people that are trying to do it as a couple, being with each other every day, because sometimes it could be hard, but
do you do it, bro? Does your wife come out and all that?
yeah, she does sometimes.
So how come we don't see no footage, man? We want to see some footage, man. What's going on?
She doesn't really like to be recorded. She's kind of shy still, so
it's okay. We'll see her at the Junk Expo. She'll be at the Junk Expo.
Yeah, but we'll start, just have her popping in. That's how my girl is too. But she's starting to, do a little pop in on the side. She's getting a little more comfortable with it. Little steps. We'll get there.
I did one job with my wife. Then after that one job, she hit the brakes and said, "Nah, I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Nah. You see these nails? You see these eyebrows? You see this hair? And I got nah.
It's because some women aren't used to doing on when they're on the camera, they get kind of shy. So when they see us, they're like, "Oh, how do you guys get so used to it?" It's because obviously we just get used to it after a while. But our wives, it's different. They're kind of like, I'm gonna step back a little bit and just like how my husband do it.
They get used to that payday. You know what I'm saying? They get used to that money when they get to, what I'm talking about? You just got hit with a bigger budget, baby. Don't worry about it. It's all good. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure my dinner's ready, though. Hello. This is that show.
Adam, what's your thoughts, man? Because I know you guys had a little back and forth with the couple, JT Junk Solutions. So want to hear what your feedback is.
First, I want to call out the fact that I literally said to Ricky that I friend requested him and he didn't accept it. And I was salty about it. I think the last time that I was on, he pretended to not know me, right? So I canceled the friend request because that's how I am, right? You're done. There's no more. We're not friends.
You're done.
Today, he's commenting on all my stuff on Facebook, asking me where my garage sale is and shit. And I'm like, pretend you don't know me. Anyway, so JT, I think it all comes back to you don't like in others what you don't like in yourself or whatever. Like we're very similar. Okay. So I realize that they're just posting content. All right. And they're doing what works for them. And one thing that works for me is some of the screenshots that I sent you, Paul, is I troll the shit out of some groups. Okay. So like one of my favorite pastimes is to take really repulsive pictures. And it's like the worst kitchen you've ever seen. And I'll post it in a group and be like, oh, I went away for 3 days and I came back and my roommate left my room look like this. And that's it. And then people just go absolutely ballistic on you. There's like 1,200 comments of people calling you a liar or pig or, you know, whatever. And it's just hysterical to me. Or I'll post a picture of like, I'll set up an apple juice bar, also known as bottles of piss that I found at a job. And then I'll post it and I'll put some caption on it. And just like, I enjoy watching people freak out. And it's like the interaction that you get with it. And JT is really good at posting, you know, their numbers, explaining the job, and then getting people to just, you know, interact.
So Adam, do you just think that JT and his wifey are just fake and they're just doing it for a reason and they're just trying to funnel people towards, or
no, I think their numbers are unrealistic if you're trying to scale and because it doesn't include labor, you know what I mean? They're not having to pay themselves out of those numbers, you know what I mean? Like, so like in some ways I think they're artificial, like in that regard, but they're real numbers for what they're making. So like, I don't think, no, I mean, other than like getting people to interact, I don't think there's anything wrong. You know, like that's the reason you post things on Facebook. I've had people come at me before, like, you're just posting this to get a reaction. And I'm like, isn't that why you post things on Facebook?
100% right.
yeah.
So,
And Julio, I think your wife's in the room. He says,
Uh-oh.
"Yes, put me on the video." She's down, brother. She's down.
Can we get her?
man.
Can we get her in the camera now? Can we get her in the camera now? Bring her out now, and all 8 kids, and all the 8 kids. Don't worry, bring all the 8 kids out. You know what I mean? Let us see that smile.
Well, let's see if she was want to come over here.
Putting her on the spot right now, man.
Put
We're
her on
bad
the
right
spot.
now. We're bad.
She's like, no, she's
No problem. Well, as long as we get some content this week, we want to see her on the truck, and we want to see you guys out with Sonoma Strong. That'd be pretty cool to see. I think everybody wants to see that content.
But that's actually a blessing, though, that Matt and JoJo put you guys on, and you guys are both getting money, and you guys both get to work together, and bring home those double paychecks, because you know what I mean. That's a lot more groceries at Walmart.
A lot. I mean, especially because it's not cheap anymore for groceries, especially. Of groceries. I mean, when I go, I spend about $300-400 every 2 weeks just for groceries with my family I have. So it's not cheap, but hey, like I said, it's a blessing that Matt and JoJo did like tell me, hey, whenever your wife wants to work, she could come to work with us. So it's a blessing. But you, Paul, how's it working with your girl? I mean, do you guys love it, or is it challenging?
We absolutely love it, brother. It's I got to say this. It brought us back. It made us even closer. When the last couple of years, I'd say I kind of got really obsessed with arm wrestling, and any of my free time was dedicated to being on social media, making videos. So, she loved it. Anything that I get into, she supports me, but it wasn't something that she could be part of. So with this, it's like we're building this business together. This is like our baby. This is all we talk about every second of the day. It's for the business and all. And, it's fun. And even with the little dog coming out, she's out every day in the truck with us and all that. It gives her something to do too. So, it's been fun. I definitely having a great experience with it for sure. And I think she is as well.
I was going to say, yeah, bring your little dog around. I see you guys in the videos a lot with you guys' puppy. She's cute.
Little Chanel the Pomeranian. Everybody check her out on YouTube. She's blowing up, the little diva. She gets more views than everybody. She gets like thousands of views every night. It's crazy.
So Julio, how's the house looking? Is it just full of toys and just full of shit that you find at work, and just like, stop bringing shit home? We can't bring all this stuff home.
No, I mean, I kind of like where I'm at now is when I bring stuff home, I try to say if I'm not using it, get rid of it. Because there is times where I bring stuff home frequently, but you let stuff go, because if you keep piling stuff up, the next thing you know, I'm gonna become a hoarder. So I get rid of certain things and just be just let it go, because the more I keep trying to pile it up, the more I'm gonna have in my house. No more space, so gotta get rid of stuff. How about you guys?
Well, I want to ask everybody right now. Let's get some good stories on the job type stuff. And one of them that I'm really interested is I seen like a post a while back, and I think it was Adam. You were talking about something. Did you lock a bum overnight or something at a job? Like what
Yeah.
did you do? Or, like what happened with that?
So this,
And I didn't mean to call him bum. I mean like like a homeless
so
guy.
he wasn't a bum. He was actually a local business owner.
You could have said BUM. Hey, I'm just saying.
But we're unfiltered over here,
That's
baby.
what I'm saying. You could have just said BUM. You know what I'm saying? A guy who doesn't have a house. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Somebody doesn't have somewhere to go.
So long story short, failed to completely check the entire building while locking up and securing everything. Locked up and secured everything, but evidently the guy had been passed out in the bathroom at the time. And the next morning, he had stumbled out of the bathroom with no pants on and just a shirt, and stumbled to the front counter. Now, the guy who was opening was a best friend of mine. So I got a call from him about an hour later, freaking out because some guy butt naked walked up to the front counter, and he had to like chase him out with a wrench. So it was.
Oh my God.
If you can name something that like lots of weird stuff has happened to me, that's just something. I'm like the luckiest unlucky person you will ever meet in your entire life. And what I mean by that is like something shitty, like falling 12 feet through an opening in a floor onto a concrete basement floor without like any type of safety gear. Unlucky. Lucky was that I didn't break or tear anything. I have no idea how. And also lucky was I had it on film, so I got to post that on Facebook, which was nice.
You said a wrench, right, Adam?
What's that?
You said a wrench?
A wrench, yeah.
Friday, that one series when they put the wrench on. If you've seen Friday, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm a
grown man, don't you know? I'm working with something over here. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, it's Friday. You ain't got a job. You ain't got shit to do tomorrow.
This was Friday after. This was Friday after Friday with Cat Williams.
Okay.
When he pinched his, you know what I mean, his testicles. You know what I mean?
Yo, speaking of Cat Williams, guys, what's up? Who's been following the P. Diddy case, man?
Let me check on that right now. Hang on. Get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried about that shit, man.
I'm interested, man. I was in the concert business, bro, and P. Diddy's old head bodyguard, Alvin Tony, he used to work for me, bro. That's how I got my connect into the whole concert business, and he was connected with all the managers and all the rappers directly, so he would go in the back door. You know, they normally would charge $200,000-$300,000 for 2-3 shows, but you know, we would do the benefit concerts, so they would do us solids, you know, $20,000-$30,000. They would come and do it for us, you know, and give us an opportunity to get these big names. And Lil Wayne was one of them that I threw. He actually got arrested at that concert, and he had to do a year jail time. And that was my concert at the Beacon Theater in New York. He had a gun on his tour bus and all. But anyways, that's why I'm interested in the P. Diddy, because Alvin Tony used to tell us all this crazy stuff back in the day, and I never believed it. I was like, nah, there's no way. There's too extreme stuff. He was saying all this gay stuff was going on with some of these big names. I don't want to start dropping some crazy shit, but I know insane stuff that guys that like you guys all looked up the rappers were, let's just say, in P. Diddy kind of situations, man, pretty much all of them, man. And we couldn't believe it back then. Now that all this is coming out, I'm like, oh my God, it was all real. Now, Alvin died like 2 years ago. So, you know, I can't be told, you know, if he was still around, I'd be able to hit him up and be like, bro, tell me everything right now. He'd be on there. He would definitely be on there. He's one of those characters. I mean, dude was a wild dude. He was from my area. He used to run guns. And I guess that's why P. Diddy liked him and, you know, brought him into his whole mix or whatever. But yeah, that's why I'm into the whole P. Diddy world. And, you know, I was in the concert business for a few years. I used to throw all those big hip hop concerts and sign all the checks and everything. So that's why I got in listening to that. But yeah, I'm not into the whole baby lube and all that stuff. So
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I'm saying, Paul, who am I talking to over here, Paul? You know what I'm saying? You know what I
hey,
mean?
you might want to go co-host somewhere else.
Yeah,
You
I
might
mean,
be
yo,
done
Paul,
with
who am I
this guy.
talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like on the movie. Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm not talking to, you know what I mean, over here.
Hey,
Hell
Paul,
yeah.
you didn't go to one of his parties, right?
No, man. I never hung out with P. Diddy, bro. I never met him. I never, I was in the circles, man, around other people. But P. Diddy had his own like entertainment, and he was more in with Jay-Z, and they had they were kind of our competition and everything. So. But I want to shout out a couple people in the chat. We got Ram Rican in the house from New York. That's my New York homie. He says,
Yo,
what's
Ram
good, y'all?
Rican.
Ram Rican, Junk
I
Call
watch.
Pros on the check in from
Yeah.
NYC. What's up,
I
brother?
watch your shows, my brother. I see you doing work in the van. I see you doing work in the van and handling your business, man. Reach out to the Yee. I want to talk to you.
Hell yeah. And Bean says, Little Wayne is awesome. I got VIP tickets for the show because I cleaned up a city event and they gifted my tickets. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Yo, Wayne is wild, guys. Like, I mean, just absolute wild. And the funny story I got with Wayne is, before we threw that big one at the Beacon Theater, my friend that was connected, it was she was 21, and her man that was my partner in the concert band was a 72-year-old Jewish man. And he would go to these events sometimes and we couldn't go, so we would get so mad. And she was like, I don't believe you, Elliot, and I don't believe you're there with Lil Wayne. And they were doing some concert in New York upstate, and we just didn't believe they would throw one up there. We're like, who's gonna actually go to that? Well, Elliot hands the phone over to Lil Wayne and he said, what's up to me and Christina and all that. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, holy shit, man, I'm talking to Wayne right now and everything. And then, another funny one was Angie Martinez. We would go and tell her, and she was the Hot 97 lady, and she shout us out all the time on Hot 97, which was pretty cool as well. But let me I'm going on ranting, and we got to get back into this show. Sorry about that, everybody.
But for go ahead, Julio.
So how many concerts do you think you've been to, like, throughout your your career working with, like, behind stage with all of that?
I'll be honest, bro. When I got into that concert business, hold on, we got a little feedback from somebody. Let me just see. Is it mine that's doing it? Let me
It might be the Diddy thing now. Let me see what you did. You messed up, and now he's logging in and cutting your circuit off. But Adam. So since he's doing that over there, so I seen a lot.
Mr. Yee, it's one of them. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh.
Yeah. That's. I think we got it all on the hand. Julio, just if you say anything, just press that on mute button. I think it's giving a little feedback on your end, but you're good right now, bro. I just have it muted, and you just on mute when you say anything.
Okay. I think he's on.
Yeah, I unmuted you. There you go.
I think he's very mudo right now. Muy mudo.
All right, so Julio, my bad, bro. So before I didn't even know who these guys were, man. I really, I got connected into the whole concert thing. It was just people I knew, and I was in other business. I was in the Diamond District, and like I said, my friend that I was good friends with, she was 21 years old, and she's like, I got to introduce you to my boyfriend. I'm like, your boyfriend? She's like, yeah, 72-year-old Jewish man. And I'm like, 72 years old? What the hell is going on here, Christine? What are you doing here?
Is that Rick Rubin?
There you go. Well, next thing I know, I'm meeting this guy, and we just hit it off, man. And I guess I reminded him of him, much younger and all. And he gave me a first opportunity. He goes, I want to hook you up. He goes, I want to give you the first 2 rows of the Lil Wayne concert I got coming up. I'm going to give you the first 2 rows. You wait until a week before, and then you could put them up on the computer. It was right when New York got rid of the scalping laws. So you were able to do this. So he's like, bro, I'll give you them. Hold it that day. You'll be able to sell them $2,000 a ticket, the whole front 2 rows. So I go and I tell my friends in the Diamond District, I'm like kind of like trying to show off and everything. And I'm like, yo, I got this connect, with the, in the concert, I got Lil Wayne. So my boy hears it, and he's a big dog. Anybody test him, he's got to show his money, Yo, I'll two rows. I'll buy the whole concert if he doesn't sell another ticket anywhere else. So I'm like, bro, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah. He goes, but if you sell one other ticket anywhere else, I'm not buying it. I said, well, come out to dinner with us tonight and go tell my man and all that. So I go and I tell Elliot. Now Elliot just met me, and he met me through his 21-year-old girlfriend. So he thinks I'm living a like kind of like, you know, fantasy life as well, man. He's like, bro, you know how much that would be? That'd be like $1 million, bro. They, you know, I said, I'm telling you, my man's no joke. So we go out to dinner. Every night we'd go out to dinner at 6 p.m. He'd have the limos pick us up, and that was where we'd meet up with Elliot every night, because Elliot was all over the place. Very powerful, man. So we go out to dinner. So my other boy rolls up in a Rolls Royce and everything, and he comes in with a briefcase, and he comes right into the table, and now he's got all of our attention and everything, and he's like, yeah, and he tells the deal. He goes, if you sell one other ticket, I'm not going to do this, but if you let me buy them all, boom, opens it, $1 million. And Elliot just looks at me, and he's just like in awe, like, what the fuck did you just bring me? So I'm just like, yo, bro, this is the first guy that I told. This is just my first friend in the Diamond District. I was like, I got a lot of buddies like this, man. So, you know, the guy leaves and everything. We shake hands. Everything's done. So Elliot turns around to me, and he's like, yo, he goes, can you do that again? I said, yeah, no problem. Probably. I wait till I tell my other buddies. And he goes, well, you have a new partner. What was that car you were looking to get? And I was just looking for this new Bentley GT, man. I wanted it so bad. It was all hooked up, rims and all this. I was like, I want a Bentley GT. This dude goes and buys me. He's like, it's yours. Go get it. I'm like, are you serious, bro? And he's like, yeah. He goes, you know how much money we just made right there? So I'm just like, yo, bro, this is nuts. Now, I'm still not believing all this. You know, I'm still like, you know, questioning everything, coming from a 21-year-old girl and everything. Next thing, we just went on the run of our life, man. You know, just so you know, Elliot, at that time, you know, he just sold a catering hall that he had. And him and his wife were going through a divorce, and everything was in her name, you know, because they wanted to be the most biggest catering hall, and a lady owning it, you know, she was on the cover of People magazine. It was like a really big deal. They had 8 kitchens going all the time and everything. So they were in this middle of divorce. He couldn't touch any of the money. So, you know, he had like 200 million that he couldn't touch. And everybody was turning their back on him because she was the money. She was the power now. So nobody wanted to get on her bad side. She's now dating the top guy, the stockholder of Lowe's. So she goes from a millionaire to a billionaire. And now she just wants to stick it to Elliot. So Elliot's down and out on his luck. Now I come across, I run into this guy. He's in the hip hop concert. I'm like, bro, we're going to go and blow this up and everything. I start selling out all these concerts for this guy, bring this guy back on his feet. Now, this guy was down and out. Go and make this guy probably about 10 million in a matter of like 6 months. You know, now this guy's just, you know, loving me. He's anything I want. I mean, he gave us 3 limos a day, like just to do whatever we wanted. Like it was just insane and everything. So after all this, he goes and gets the divorce settles and everything. Now this dude gets a couple 100 million and everything. Dude just turned around to me and he's like, yo, brother, he goes, you were there when everybody turned their back on me. Here's a blank check, whatever you want to do, my man. And that's how I got into the whole marijuana business. You know, that's how I got my stake for the whole dispensary. You know, I had a lot of money. I was still a hustler, you know, doing things and all. But, you know, this was a next level money that you need to get into this. And you had to have connections and all. And this guy was just politically connected, just kind of showed me how to, like, you know, the big boys do things and all. So that was my story with the concert business. That's kind of like how it all rolled out. And what a run we went on for years, bro. It was just insane. Signing all these guys checks, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Fat Joe, Neo, Chris Brown, and back then R. Kelly, even though he's not good, you know, he's on bad standings and everything. But Clyde Davis, I met, Beyonce. I mean, these people used to roll up to my place. A dream come true, man. So yeah, that's my story. And that's why I say, bro, you could learn from anybody, man, and never be too big, you know, for yourself. That guy, Elliot, bro, he was the biggest dude I've ever met, and like close to a billionaire and all. He still would learn from anybody, bro. It could be the janitor. This dude would give that guy the biggest respect, would listen to this man. And, you know, he was just that guy, bro. You know what I mean? And that's what taught me how to, you know, never let that ego, because before that I had the ego, man. Like I always wanted to be the big dog and how everybody looked at me and all that. After meeting that guy and just seeing how he operated, it was just a whole nother. So that's why when I see guys in the junk removal and they start like, you know, they kind of put out their chest and like, oh, it's only my way or no way and all. That's not the way, man. Like I'm around a lot bigger players, man. And, you know, those dudes are really doing it, and they're the most humble guys in the world, man, and they'll learn from anybody, man, and they give everybody respect. So sorry about that whole big rant and everything, but you guys learned a little about Paul Italia right now. I know there's, people might just be like, yo, who the hell is this guy? He thinks he talks all this big game and all, but I've definitely been in some crazy situations in different businesses and all that. So I have a lot of experience in the business world, guys.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. I go on these rants sometimes, man.
I'll be that guy to say it, but Paul, you kind of went, you know what I mean?
I went off left field, man. But
we're still here, though. But don't worry, Paul. But it kind of goes with junk removal because you know what I'm saying.
Well, people, you got to know my background as well, man. When I'm arguing with people, they don't know my background. I know everybody else's background in the junk removal world because they let you know and everything. And I kind of keep my mouth shut and learn from everybody, but I also want to know, let people know, where I get some of my experience from as well.
I see your background. I see your traps. You know what I'm saying? I see your wings. You know what I'm saying? I see your background. You know what I'm talking about over here?
My guy.
But it kind of goes in what we do with junk removal because there's so many egos. There's so many egos and there's so many people who don't want to help each other and network with each other and just, you know what I mean, give that little something that someone's missing to help them out and give them their flowers. And just, junk removal has turned into a whole situation right now where just everybody's trying to capitalize off it to the fullest. And, it's just junk removal is so easy. You know what I'm talking about? People were doing it before us, in the biblical days.
Hold on. Is it easy, bro? Absolutely. It's easy to what? It's easy to what? To run it yourself as a job, or is it to scale? Is that still considered easy?
Okay, so it's easy to start the business, but it's hard to get that phone to ring. So therefore, you're going to get a reality check. How good is your hustle? How good can you do this? Unless you have a big budget to go out and pay for leads and do what you got to do. Because some people would like to sit on their butt and, have it come to them.
But Mr. E, I don't think that's the answer either, brother. I don't think you're going to be that profitable doing it that way, man. I think it's all around. I want to get your guys' thoughts, man. Adam, you've been in the game for many years. Julio, what's your thoughts on this, man?
So
scaling.
So scaling is not easy. I mean, I've not done it yet, but I'm finally at the point where I think I can, and I think if you have money, it's a little easier to scale. I do think scaling takes some sort of financial backing, just because I've liked how I've grown it this far, and fortunately it hasn't cost me anything physically to this point. My joints are all good, my back's good, my neck's good, no pain or anything, but you can't do it forever. I don't want to be Ricardo in 10 years still doing on the truck. I hope to be off the truck in the next 2 years and really only going to estimates and cherry picking stuff from jobs, because I'm still going to be into finding treasures, dude. That's
So are you trying to open different doors with junk? Are you trying to open different doors and using junk removal to open those doors for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've already kind of gotten into the antique world a little bit, and I've done a lot of wholesaling with different vendors and stuff. I had this one, lady who sells nothing but vintage Christmas and Halloween decorations. That's what she's into. I have a guy who really likes trains. I have another guy, and it's nice to find homes for stuff and also make a little dough off it. That's kind of nice too.
That right there's a good hustle right there, because you're the middleman for all that.
Yeah.
And it's just like the guy from the TV show that we're going to have on here in a few weeks. That's exactly what he does. He goes in people's home, he gets his crew coming in, and they find a buyer for everything in that house, and they capitalize on that.
Guys, Matt Paxton from Filthy Fortunes will be our guest June 13th on Forget About It Fridays on Unfiltered, guys. So mark that on the calendar. Come with all the questions. We want to find out what's going on behind the scenes on Filthy Fortunes. Matt's going to show us all. So definitely check that out.
What do you think about that, Julio? What do you think about, junk removal doing a lot of other things for you. Go ahead, spill the beans. Oh, he's hold on, hang on. He's muted.
No. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yes.
Come on, Paul, baby. Come on, baby.
You're
Go ahead.
good. You're
Ooh.
good. You're good.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, with drunk removal, it can open up so many like other doors if you really just let it happen. I don't know. I mean, working with Matt and JoJo, I mean, I've been networking with so many other different people, and I mean, you never know who you come across. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel sometimes you just gotta like sit down and just listen. I mean, I'm just trying to sit down and listen and just learn from everybody else that's been, been in the business for years, or people that are just starting, nowadays. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like it could expand if you just like really like let it open the doors.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people don't realize that it does expand already because you're selling a lot of stuff that you get from these jobs. And that's a whole different business right there. Like Adam was saying, he knows to hook up with this. He knows to hook up with this. A person selling this for him, and all he has to do is just receive it. And
Yeah.
then he throws it like a quarterback and scores a touchdown with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's just, to me, I think junk removal can do so much more for you. And a lot of people put so much money back into the business, but sometimes that could probably be a financial burden. And now maybe you're married to it, and now it's kind of hard to get out of it because you put so much into it when you could have just, you know, not stayed at a certain level, but just don't fix something that's not broken. And if it's working and you're getting money and you're taking vacations and you're just living life, that's the American dream right there. I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about, but and then if it allows you to open the door for another business and you can do other side business, open this up, open that up, and you could tell your story and say, hey, I did all this by taking garbage, basura, trash. I made it happen. And trust me, that's one hell of a story.
Well, I mean, if you guys don't want me asking, I mean, Paul, Adam, and Mr. Yee,
Yee!
what's your guys' future? You think in like 5 to 10 years? What are you guys planning to do besides just a drunk removal? Are you guys planning to just stick with it? Or are you guys planning to move on to something else that opens the doors up too? Or what's your guys' plan on doing? I mean, Paul, you have multiple businesses already, but I mean, what's your main goal?
Did Matt actually ask that question?
Nah,
Okay, I'm just verifying that. I'm just verifying that. Okay, okay, okay.
I couldn't honestly tell you, man. I am enjoying the journey. I'm trying to learn the business as I go, and I'm also trying to figure out in my head where does it make sense for me to go as far as scaling. How big do I want to go? You know what I mean? Not meaning like can I go just extremely big, but how big does it make sense? Because I see a lot of guys where I'm kind of questioning, just having a number of trucks, having 5 or 6 trucks, but sometimes I'm thinking the 2 to 3 trucks is making the same amount as the 5, 6 trucks. So I'm just trying to figure out why, would it be worth it then to put all your time and focus into running such a stressful business, if scaling that big is a lot harder, where, maybe it might be more smart to, scale to a certain size, use that cash flow, bring it into a semi-passive business that you can make, just as much and maybe not dedicate and marry so much time, so I'm just kind of learning, man, seeing where I believe is the max in it, where it makes sense. Do you guys understand what I'm saying by that? Because I
Absolutely.
see a lot of guys that they're getting a lot of trucks, but I also, when you have the conversation with them, they got the headaches of having 6 trucks, but I sometimes think that they're making the same profit of a 2, 3 truck kind of guy.
All this weight on their shoulder, carrying all that
Yeah,
weight,
yeah.
and just it's just, you want to speak on that, Adam? You want to
I
give
mean,
us
I
your?
think all the overhead that they have going on with that. So like a lot of those guys who have 6 trucks, like what's their, Google ad spend? What is their day-to-day overhead have to be to like maintain that? And then if you have a couple bad days or a couple like breakdowns or whatever, like I think it squashes all that profit from the good days. You know what I mean? Like I think if you can have 2 to 3 and keep them busy every day and like keep your overhead reasonably low, you're going to make a good living for sure.
Can we answer this? JB Holland
Yes.
says every 100K add 1 employee, 1 truck. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, hang on, Julio. You know what I mean? If you're making 100K, if he says making 100K, are you clearing 100K? Or did you just make 100K and now after taxes it's 50K? And that adding an employee or adding a truck can be so much money you're paying every month for those insurances and coverage. So is that best to do, or is that best to use that 100K and maybe go invest into something else and keep the cow bringing in milk and getting that leche? You know what I'm talking about? And then just keep on getting money with junk removal and kind of keeping it quiet, but investing into an umbrella, mutual funds, this, that, and putting your money so many places and just sitting back and watching it grow. That's just a tip from the yee.
Sarah says something right here. She says 100K isn't enough in California, in my opinion, and you're 100% right with that. I believe in California, North Cal. I think you could still get food stamps if you make like 100K. On the book. So I mean, yeah, 100K in Cali is not.
Some people smoke 100K. Hello, you know what I'm saying? That's just some people. Some people walk around with a bag. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
But this is one of the questions that I'm putting out to the community, and what I'm looking for is I'm looking for somebody with the answers that's living it right now. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of people on, but I haven't actually got what I'm looking for as far as an answer. And so if you know somebody, please.
As in living that life, like you got this big business, you got 5, 6, 7 trucks, but how are you living? Are you taking those
No. But I just want to know from them, like having
Yeah.
that 5, 6 trucks, were they making the same? Are they making the same that they were when it was a smaller business, 2, 3 trucks with a lot less headaches? And if they could look back now, would they stay in this business, or would they keep it at a certain size, maybe the 2, 3 trucks, and then look to go and expand in other businesses or industries? That is one of the questions I have for the community. And I've been just trying to figure out who's like in that position with the scaling and all that. So if you guys know somebody, I'm definitely would love to get them on on an interview for sure.
Well,
And Denise says gross or net 100K. I'm gonna say just from that, it has to be net. Like there's no way, because now you're gonna pay the salary for the year plus workers comp. I mean, at 100%, you would practically be breaking even or losing money if it was a gross.
The maintenance on that truck after a year, because the way Julio drives that truck. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Julio, give us some crazy. We want to hear the craziest story, brother.
No, I'm just playing, Matt. I'm just playing. You know what I'm saying? Jojo, you too. I'm just playing.
I want to hear the craziest story, brother, of you like driving, and any crazy stories that happened.
Get out the way, motherfucker! Damn, I'm trying to get to this job. I'm already late.
Matt and Jojo, earmuffs.
California for sure. I mean, you got people sometimes when you got a big truck sometimes, and you're driving. You got people sometimes that cut you off, or they don't realize that you're driving a big truck sometimes, and you can't slow down as much as you want. So sometimes when you try to pull the brakes, sometimes people are like, "Oh, we can't slow down as like regular cars." So I feel like sometimes just crazy drivers around California.
Carson says, my opinion after 3 years of being in the business is being an owner operator is ideal. Or you franchise and need 10 locations minimum for the business to be worth the sacrifice. Nothing in between. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Ooh.
Go ahead, Adam. Get him, Adam. Go ahead, Adam. Speak.
So I've recently been talking to a couple of people because I'm considering taking in an investor. So I've been by myself. Technically, my dad holds 10% of the business, because when I initially started it, the business was 50-50 with a lifelong friend of mine who I bought out after 2 years. And I didn't want to dissolve the partnership, so I gave 10% to my dad. He doesn't do anything with it. So anyway, I've been thinking about taking in an investor for like 10 to 20% of my company to try and bring in some capital, and then also bring in someone who financially has money to give me like a decent line of credit that I could work off if I ever needed to, sort of thing, to help go into the next phase of what I want to do with the business. And I don't really want to do franchises. Well, this particular guy happens to run a business that's in 40 couple states, and they do a franchise model, but one of his competitors does what they call basically they're just partners with the new locations. So any new location that starts, instead of a franchise model, they kind of like partner with them. And I think that model, you wouldn't need 10 locations. I think you'd only need 3 or 4, and you would do really decent for yourself, honestly. Like, especially if you got 4 locations that were doing well.
Okay,
'Cause
but what's it look like running 4 locations in junk removal on a daily basis?
well,
Are you
so
gonna have a GM then? Do they have like a GM? Like
well,
how does
exactly.
it work?
They have their owner. So you find other people who want to buy in, and it's their business. You own probably 25 to 35% of it, versus only getting 3 to 5% in franchise royalties and then anything else you can get. Like owning franchises, you don't make that much money. Now, like College Hunks makes a lot of money because they have a call center. So they charge the franchises, well, they did at that point like $17 for every booked appointment. Plus, then they pay them the 3%, plus, all the other stuff. So it's like those fees do add up, I guess. But, for traditional franchise model, I agree. Like you do need like 10 locations probably or more, So I think like if you can set up strategic business partners where you have a little bit more skin in the game, but you're not running it. So your day to day is very minimal there, and you can focus on your one location. I don't know.
What if you did like, you did 3 different places and you put three trucks in each place, and you got 4 guys that are running it, and you got 3 guys on the truck and you got the 1 GM. And that's your cash flow coming in from those 3 businesses, rather than go and start doing the franchising and start going bigger, because then you're worried about the slow seasons, and it's just a lot to worry about. What do you guys think? You guys have the experience. I'm pretty. I should have noticed. What is your guys' thoughts on that formula right there?
Oh boy. So what if you were to keep your business going the way it is, and you're already a factor in your area? You are already a factor in your area, but you notice that you may have reached a little bit of a plateau because everybody knows who you are, right? And you constantly get in business, but you want a little bit more business. Maybe you conquer the next county over and you venture into that area and you conquer that area. Then the next county over that way, you conquer that area. And you just keep on conquering counties, boom, all in your area. And the more you get, the more you grow. Then you could say, yes, I need another Julio. I need another worker. I need this. Maybe I need another truck too. But you're still in your area and you're kind of in control of it. But you're conquering these counties that are all around you, and you're the home base right in the middle.
What I see is that, bro, is a high stress situation that you're never going to be able to just chill and be free in life, man. You're going to be highly stressed on those slow seasons. You think about what you just said, man, in North Cal, and you got 5 different counties, 5 different locations, and it's November to February slow season. You got how many employees now?
I didn't say adding a lot of employees. I just said
But
reaching out to
I'm just
another
saying, so if
county.
before you go to a county, you're going to do, we're saying 2 to 3 trucks in each place. How the hell are you going to keep that going, bro? That's
There's a
why I'm
lot of
saying if you
there's
want,
a there's a lot of people out here in the Bay Area who venture outside their county to get money. And they're reaching a big span, but they're making it happen with
so
less is best.
who we bringing on interview? Who's doing it? Who's the guy that's doing it right now, man?
There's a guy in my area who was up there. I'm trying to make some situations happen so we can get him on the show. And
Okay.
he definitely has had a fleet of vehicles, and I guarantee you,
But
you
he's
guys,
had a fleet, or he still has the fleet.
he
That's
still
what
has a fleet, maybe not as much in use as now.
see what I mean, bro? But
Yes.
that's what I'm talking about, man. That
Mm-hmm.
this is the big topic here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not gonna hear the horror stories from these guys, bro. You're not gonna hear from the guy that's got 6 trucks that he ain't friggin' really banking like that. You're gonna tell I'm making that 6 truck money when he's making 2 to 3 trucks.
then
That's
we might
the
be
thing where I'm
might
a
be
little skeptical at, man. So
we might be chasing something that we can't get the answer to.
Well,
no,
So
see, no, man. I'm not gonna give up, bro. There's somebody out there. There's
I have a
people out
feeling
there.
you're not.
I'm
I
waiting
have
for
a
somebody
feeling.
to chime in right now and be like, "Yo, so and so, put this guy straight. He's talking stupid. He thinks we can't make big money and scale like that. Smack him. He only thinks we could do 3. I'm hoping to get that smack in the back of the head, man, and say you're wrong right now. But right
I
now,
don't know.
that's what I'm feeling. I don't know, man.
It's
I
kind of
mean,
hard because
I mean,
no, go ahead, Julio.
sorry, so I'm not trying to like, but I was saying for you guys because I'm just an employee too, and I mean, I'm their first employee for Matt and JoJo, but for you guys, have you guys had a hard time finding people that take you guys' business serious? Because I feel like sometimes when you hire people, they don't take like the truck serious, they don't take the equipment serious, they just kind of take it like as another job. Do you guys have a hard time?
What made you, bro? Everybody wants a Julio, and I'm not just saying it. Like, what made you different? Because we need to figure out what made you so connected with Matt and JoJo that you were just, the best employee there is.
And that's a saying. Oh, hang on. That's a saying because everybody says, I need a Julio.
Yeah,
Like you guys put that on the map. Like Matt, you guys put that on the map. I need a Julio.
well, I mean, I guess it's them trusting me. I mean, I've seen like who worked for him before, and then like them trusting me being his old neighbor, and then him giving the business card, telling me, hey, here's a truck for you, like whenever you got to bring your kids, this and that, and just giving the trust to like when I go to business or when I go to jobs, he trusts me with like the estimates and stuff like that. Honestly,
But were you this guy before them? Like, were you the like super employee before that at other jobs, or you not really? Look at you smirking. By that smirk, I don't think so.
I mean, at the ask around at Providence, I used to pull 12, 15-hour shifts with no appreciation. So, I mean, nowadays when I used to work at Providence and then working with Sonoma Strong Hauling, there's a bigger picture to it, and you can kind of like look forward for your for your future. At the hospital, it was just a running circle. People
programmed.
Always
You were just programmed.
Like, oh yeah, it's just negative, and people always saying, "Oh, you got too big of a dreams," or "Why are you gonna quit this job because you've been here for 8 years?" It's like you guys don't know what I'm trying to do for my future. So if you guys don't know where I'm at, I mean, I can't really take you guys' advice because it was just people that are always just trying to tell me, "Oh, this and that you're not gonna be nowhere." Fast forward, I've been there for 3 years now. I mean, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So is it the job security? Is it the relationship that you have with them? What really sticks out that we want to look like? If I want to go find somebody that's going to be dedicated like you and all, what's some key characteristics that I should look in them?
Just having a good relationship, and then him always just telling me that like he's appreciative of me being there when he needs me. At my old job, I never had that. So, I mean, at my old job, they were just like, oh, you want to work 12, 15-hour shifts? I was like, okay. Never got like, oh, thank you for this, thank you for that. Nothing like that. With him, you can really see that he appreciates everything I do for them, and you can see that.
Did you ever think you were going to be famous and like a public figure? Like,
well, he told me that last year when I went to the Junk Expo. I didn't really know what to expect, but honestly, I'm loving every moment of it. And honestly, if I can make someone laugh and have a good day when they're having a bad day, I'm doing my job,
Well, you definitely took the leap of faith like all of us have done and got into the business and you trusted and you there's mad respect there for you and the Vic family, and they've trusted you. And because I've watched shows before when they talked about the Julio, but they weren't ready for that to get the Julio into the business yet, because I've watched Matt's videos from day one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the mad respect is there for you, and as you got the mad respect for them because you show up and you get the job done.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about, especially putting that truck in your hands and saying, Julio, here's the key. Meet me over there. And he knows you're going to meet him over there. He knows there's no bullshit. So, that right there is very rare. And even I've had
yo, hold on one second. We got to catch up real quick, man. Bean, I don't want to lose this great topic that we were
just
on.
Did. Thank you very much. You just did.
No, you were ranting, so I had to stop you right there.
Okay,
I scaled up and back then
get you back
because I was spending more with more employees.
Okay, P. Diddy.
Hold on, we're gonna put you on mute for a minute. Hold on. I scaled. Hold on, we're gonna put him on mute right now. You don't time out. I scaled up and back down because I was spending more time with more employees. They also wrecked my truck. Broke expensive tarps multiple times. Less employees, more profit. Less broken shit. Less headache. Yeah, that's why I made that statement earlier in the show. You know, where people say that junk removal is easy, and I stopped them right there, and I say junk removal is easy to start, but it is not easy to scale. That is dead ass right there, you know. And I'm still want to get some of the big guys on here, and I want to hear, you know, some of their stories, and you know, from them on maybe I'm wrong, you know, but I haven't heard it yet. So
I think the biggest stories are like, you know, the guys who have started, you know, from the bottom and then created this and are very humble. Their hustle's a lot different. You know what I mean? From the guys who've had absolutely nothing, had to open many doors, had to struggle. And, you know, I've been up and down, moved back into mom's house. I done lost it all, had it all, you know, gambling, everything. I done did it all. You know, I thought I knew everything. You know what I mean? I had to lose everything until my eyes opened. And when my eyes opened, that's when I took full control of my life. But now I have this burning desire in me where I eat, sleep, shit, junk removal, where it's 24/7 in my head. And that's what makes me more hungry and more humble about this, where I think nobody's hustle is stronger than mine's. Because, you know what I mean? I could sell ice to an Eskimo. You know what I'm talking about? And it's just what I do now. You know what I mean? When I go to a job, I'm hitting them with that Kimball slice price and getting that money.
Yo, Mr. Yee, as you're saying that, you got three of us right here. Like, yo, I'm a bigger hustler than him. Oh, I see Adam over here. He's like flexing. He's like, yo, hey, let me flex over here, huh?
Yeah, hey. I don't knock anybody's hustle. Get that money, make it happen, and you're having control of your life. You're doing what you want to do. Yes, we deal
Yo,
with rats and
man,
roaches and
he's
all that.
28 years in the game. He says, Paul, you're definitely right. The trash industry slows down in the winter months commercially and residentially, even in waste management. Always look to see what motivates a person. Is it fear? Is it money? Or is it pride? Denise says you could give your driver incentives such as $1,500 bonus if you go every 6 months. You have zero issues with the truck. I like that. What do you guys think of that?
Julio, do you got a bonus?
Oh man!
Hey, you
Man, Jojo getting G'd up right now. Huh?
hey,
Hey, Julio, don't worry. You just tell them there's perks. There's perks. Trust me, there's
you
perks.
gotta treat that truck like your baby. There's no going around it, you know.
Yeah.
That's the money maker. As soon as you lose that truck, hey, if you spend a couple months without that, who knows what can happen.
You should go back tomorrow and be like, you know, it's really weird that you had Mr. Yee tell me, but like the new bonus that you guys just rolled out for us is so awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna clip this out right here. We're gonna boom. We'll make a clip.
Hey, don't get me in trouble over here. You don't get me in trouble. I'm trying to go fishing. Over here. Don't you know what I mean? Yo, Captain Bubba, what's happening over there? What's up with the TODD? I know my boys watching. You know what I mean? 707.
Kevin Hess says people are attracted to the company's culture. And guys, I got to make a statement right now. Everybody's got to listen to this. Guys,
Statement alert.
Get over to Kevin Hess's blog. It's on his website. I think it's over at Junk Evolution as well. But go over, even on his Facebook. He's been posting them up a lot. He's been posting gold, guys. And, you know, not enough people are talking about it, but I want to spotlight it. You know, every day when I read these blogs, and what Kevin does is he's got his ears in all the groups. He's listening. So when he finds good questions or some good conversations going on, he goes and makes a blog about it. And I love it. It's like every day we're getting this gold, man, and it's always something to do what's going on in the industry. So I just want to make mention for everybody. Kevin is the man. If you guys haven't been following him and all, but you know, very, very insightful blogs over there. Very learned so much stuff. 100%.
So Adam, are you like making a killing with all of your resales? Do you have like a lot of shit that you've been, because I seen a lot of your videos on your Facebook, and I see you're like in big barns, you're like in a country out there, like where they're just like so many, you know what I mean?
Tell him about the big hit you got last week, man. I remember you hit me up.
Yeah, so I am blessed to like find things like, and I can also tell for some reason when something cool is in a room. Like I can feel it.
I can
But
feel it in the
but
air.
yeah, I mean, I make a decent bit off of resale, and I do a lot of trading with it too. Like
Barter.
I'll trade stuff for items and all the time. Like I'm actually someone's designing a tattoo for me
There
for
she
some
is.
stuff that I gave them.
Mm-hmm. You got a tattoo going on. You got to give him
Yeah,
tattoo
like a
art.
really good local HVAC company came
Mm-hmm.
out and literally trenched a line for me for an outdoor fire pit, ran the line and
Yeah,
everything
that gas
completely for
line.
free
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because the owner is really into old boat motors and old like motors in general. And I hooked him up with this really cool pull string Evinrude motor that was like made
Nice.
from like the 50s and this
Yeah.
old chainsaw and like a couple other things. I didn't care. You know what I mean? Like I could have sold them, but whatever.
You
But
got
he
it free.
that line, bro. Now we have this cool outdoor fire pit at our house, and like stuff like that. I'm into.
What's the coolest thing that you kept for yourself?
Well, I have. I said I got this right here.
Oh.
Mickey
Is that
Mantle?
White?
Is that Mickey
Is that
Mantle?
Whitey?
Yeah,
That's Whitey. Is that
so
Whitey?
it's a 1952 Bowman Mickey Mantle that I found in
Nice.
the barn.
Nice.
Yo, they
Hey,
gave one away at the expo last year. That's another reason why you guys got it. They do these crazy, like
hang on.
between each speaker, they do these crazy giveaways and everything. And somebody won, I think it was Walter Blade, I believe, won the Mickey Man. I was gonna jump him in the parking lot. I was getting a ski mask, I was trying to get Julio to come with me, bro, but
I
he
found
wasn't
this
down, bro.
one. I found this one in the same barn.
Nice, bro. What the hell?
So,
Heck
yeah,
yeah.
that was in the same barn. Everything on the shelf up here is from jobs.
Well, if you ever get bored of the New York Yankee shit, man, I'm a Yankee fan, so you can send it over here,
Okay.
man.
Well, so yeah, I got some things you might want.
Oh, nice. I'm a diehard Yankee fan. I love them, man. I was just watching the game. Hopefully they won. They were tied when I got on you.
I'm getting tired of
What do
all
you
these
got
Mickey
there?
Mantle.
What is
I'm
that?
getting tired of all these Mickey Mantle cards.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
what is everybody got a Mickey Mantle card and junk removal? I don't
You
got
know
one.
what I
What is
mean?
this, man? I
And
do
you're
got a
for,
Mickey Mantle autograph ball though. So I got that.
hey, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget
There
about
you go.
You know, hang on. We're gonna.
Oh, we getting into the good stuff, the
You're gonna-
treasures, bro. I
I'm
want to see. This is what I want
I'm
to
gonna
see.
start showing you guys all these baseball card
Here
collections
we
that I
go.
have.
Nice,
I'm
bro.
tired, dude. I'm just. So I'm
He needs
gonna.
the whole card collection. Where they at? Adam,
I
there you
brought
go.
I
Adam.
brought this home for my wife for a gift.
Mhm.
Oh, there you go. What is that?
I can't talk this.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's nice.
I need one of those.
Hey, check this one out. Check this one out. Here's a 52 mantle. I mean, here's a 52 Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Nice,
First year
bro.
of tops. Right here.
Wow.
Here's the 52 collection.
That's
Graded.
That's impressive.
You know what I mean? My
Yo,
card.
I got it. Oh my God, I got a story. I was telling man Jojo. Yo,
I got
the kid I grew up with in high school, man, he bought some chest on Amazon for $75. It's all over the news and everything. You could Google this. And he goes and brings it home. He's got these 3 uncut things of cards in them.
Yep.
And it's all uncut, and it was like a mess up and all. And Ty Cobb is on this and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, end of the story, he goes and sells it for like $500,000. But the first time when he goes to sell the first sheet, he goes to a place and he didn't really know what it was worth, and they offered him like 30 grand, and he jumped on it and he took the 30K like a retard. Well, when he went back, all this big company started hitting him up and they're like, bro, you have like, it's insane what you got.
Oh,
Yeah, bro. He had the whole thing. So he's now he made like $500,000. So imagine buying a $75 chest on Amazon and getting $500,000 on uncut baseball cards from the 30s.
Damn.
Mad.
That could happen to any of us, guys. That's what I mean. It seems to happen a lot. I mean, well, you guys got Mickey Mantle cards.
I don't have any of them.
Well, I almost have every Mays card ever produced. That's
Where
who
are
I
you
thought.
getting these, bro?
You know what I
Are
mean?
you getting them on the jobs, or are you just you're a
No,
collector?
I'm a collector. What I do.
Ah,
You
okay,
know, this is
okay,
just
okay.
Mm.
You got me all excited for a minute. I'm like, bro, am I looking in the wrong places? Where's the baseball cards hidden, bro?
don't worry. Hey, you'll get there.
All right, all right.
You'll get like my whole all the yee-yees they know. The yee-yees they know. If it's anything sports, bring it to Mr. Yee.
Oh, bro,
There you
I gotta
They
put you
already
on with my
know.
partner, bro, in antiques and collectibles. That's his thing, man. This dude, he's like the encyclopedia for any of that stuff. Yeah, he does all these auctions. I gotta put you guys all on, man. He sells all our stuff online. He does all these crazy auctions.
Well, now they have these auctions. Now they have these things on TikTok, where like bonkers cards. I follow this guy, and he just goes to all the card conventions and buys a bunch of shit, then he resells them. But my thing is having almost every Willie Mays card ever.
Do you collect any other? Do you collect football or anything like that?
Yeah, I got a bunch of football.
So I've been collecting all my friends' cards, the Tyson Bajan. I've been collecting every rookie card. I got all the first series, not all of them, because there's another guy in arm wrestling that's doing the same and all. But I get a lot of them, so I'm putting my Tyson Bajan collection.
Yeah, you get
nice,
bro.
What's the most expensive card you guys think you guys have found? You think?
Hey, Adam, I got that card right. Adam, did you just show this one?
Mhm.
Is that the one you just showed right there, Adam? Just come on, Adam. Come on. What do you think you are? Forget about it.
Look at you guys, man.
There's a Ernie Banks the same year. There you go, right there.
Nice, bro.
Here's a Hank Aaron. Here's a Hank
Nice.
Aaron.
Yo,
Kevin, huh?
when we get off of here, you remind me of this, bro. I got to show you some stuff. When I go to my New York place, I have some shit I want to show you, bro. I used to collect all the baseballs and stuff back in the day.
Here's a Roger
autographs.
Here's a Roger Maris.
You got any football stuff, Paul, or what?
The only one I got is the Tyson Bajan, man. I was really not that big into football until I started dating my girl and all that and shit. But Tyson is my good friend. Travis is one of my best friends, and his son is the backup quarterback of the Bears, and we know he's going to be one of the greats. So
Tyson.
So you're a Bears fan now, Paul?
Yeah, well, we support Tyson, man. We used to fly every week. We go wherever the Bears were, and we meet up with Travis and Tyson, and bro, we get all these crazy suites. And we were down at the Rams at that LA stadium, sitting on the suite on the floor with $50,000 just to rent for the game. Most insane shit, bro. Crazy.
Nice. That's
yeah.
good.
We get to hang out and meet all the players, man, because Tyson's the quarterback, so
yeah,
he's like a big deal. We met Caleb Williams and all
everybody.
those
I was gonna say Caleb Williams. He's supposed to be his second year, third year this year, I think it is.
Yeah,
second year. Yeah.
Second year's supposed to be pretty good. There's
a box hat. There's a gentleman's hat.
There you go. I love that.
There's a JFK right there. There you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say old school. Okay.
Well, there's a lot of Paul might know about this. How JFK got, how JFK.
I went to that place in Texas and tried figuring it out.
Oh, Elm Street, where it happened. Come on now, come on.
We gotta bring him up, guys. We gotta say that name 3 times so he appears.
Oh,
Ricky.
There
we go. He's coming, guys. Watch out. Watch him just show up right now.
3, 4. Better lock your door. But it's amazing how many habits that a lot of us have that we collect that people just don't get to see, the shit that we like. And you know what I mean? Because I can go downstairs and grab all my ball collection, autographed balls and everything, but bats and stuff. And we have other lives too than just junk removal. But we also love to do what we do. And some people love other things, but me, Mr. Yee, I love all vintage baseball. That's it. If it's vintage like I showed you guys on one of my videos, I showed you guys on one of my videos, I found that 1927 Babe Ruth card in a tweaker apartment clean out, and all my Yees were stepping all over it.
This is gonna be something you're gonna appreciate, brother. I held the Babe Ruth contract, man. So when George Steinbrenner was kicked out of the Yankees, he was banned for a couple years. My aunt was the secretary for him, and she got the keys to the stadium. And my uncle is Brian Sabian, who then became your guy's general manager for 30 years in San Fran. But anyway, so we used to have the keys. we used to have the keys, and we used to watch all the games from Steinbrenner's suite, man, in the old Yankee Stadium. And she would go and open up the vault and kind of like show off, and like, you
Yeah.
know, and they had the Babe Ruth contract in there. And then if anybody knows about George Steinbrenner, is he's a germaphobe, and he has this special lock on his bathroom and everything. And she, you know, made a big deal out of this, and he has a gold plated toilet. So we took a family photo on the toilet. Like that was like the funny thing and everything. Like, but yeah, it was some cool stuff like back in the day. But I was so mad when it was after that year that he was traded to San Francisco. He came your guys' general manager, and I was so pissed then because I was living in New York, and you know, I was a diehard Yankee, and we used to go to every game and spring training and all. Well, and then you know, my cousins came out here, and they came to Bat Boys with you guys and all that.
I remember he walked away from the whole SF Giants organization and said, you know, I'm done.
He's back with the Yankees, bro.
I know.
He's consulting the general manager.
And you talk about connections.
Yep.
Connections. That guy doesn't even pay for a meal wherever he goes.
You got to see how they. Oh my
yeah,
God.
That guy. It's like, you know what I mean. That's like Coach Sabian in Bama. That guy doesn't pay for a meal. That guy doesn't pay for a meal. Anywhere he goes, that's Coach Sabian. He ain't paying for a meal.
Nah, he's free.
I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yo, Sarah says she wears all the 60 working Coke machine on my head. I would laughing out loud. Is that the old collections with all the Coca-Cola? That's big money. That all that stuff, all that memorabilia. My friend always tells me any signs with them.
Sarah and Vincent from Load Runners, you guys need to start content creating. I see you all the time, 100%. Sarah. And we all see you on Instagram and Facebook. I'm shouting you guys out. Make sure you guys go follow Load Runners. They're putting a dent over there in Southern California, and they're a couple duo.
They are an awesome couple, and I got to say this: they were the first people that came up to me at the Expo. I will never forget them. How they were so funny, right in the parking lot, and they were telling me about it. They were using "Forget About It" all the time, and it was the coolest thing. We just hit it off from day one and everything. So shout out to Sarah and Vinny. Love you guys. You guys are the best. And anytime I got any questions or anything, not only do they answer, they'd make a video and everything for you. It's the best ever.
That's the love that we get, and that's why we do this content, so people get to see what we do. And you know what I mean, we do it for a lot of you guys out there. It's not easy what we do, doing jobs all day, coming home, editing, getting into this, breaking videos down, and making sure, you know, in the morning we launch that video for you guys. And you know, but it's what we do.
Yo, I want somebody to help out Mr. Yee, man. I haven't said this out loud, bro, but I want somebody to make you a website, bro. I'm not trying to like play with you, like clowning or anything anyway, man. I seen it, I like it and all, but I think you could do better, man. Because I did the same with my girl and Ari. She did the Wix one, and you know it looks good and all, but it's like average, man. You Mr. Yee, you gotta have the Yee style, bro. You gotta be standing out, man. So who's gonna? Somebody hook up Mr. Yee, man. Like let's get him a cool website going on.
Somebody come and knocking on my door, and you know what I mean. I'm willing to answer the door if you want to come help out and give me some tips on. I'm
not like teasing you. I just I want to see.
You already said it. The Pandora doesn't go back in the box. The Pandora's out of the box already. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Paul. You know what I mean? You know, I have feelings, you know, and you hurt every single one of them. You know what I mean? I synced it. I watch too many movies, but you know.
I wanted to ask Adam this, bro. Is we never talked with SEO, man. Adam, is there any SEO in your vocabulary?
No.
No.
Wow. So, bro, you're just pure organic Facebook. You're just, that's it. Yo, guys, when you find a platform, you can see like the couple J2 Junk Solutions, same thing. Their funnel is Instagram. Adam is murdering it on Facebook. He doesn't pay for any leads nowhere else. And Adam, I don't mean to. You don't got to tell me exact details and numbers.
Yes, you do.
Give us a rate. Yeah, Mr. Yee says, give us a rate. What do you think you're pulling in a year, man? Like, give us a range. You don't got to be.
I did over 350 last year, and I'll do hopefully 400 this year, and
zero marketing.
Yeah, so it allows me to put like so much money into like equipment, into whatever I want essentially.
All
and
right,
you
bro.
own
When you hear and everybody else that's out selling all that stuff and like these
Well, and
services, and you got to
I'm
get.
not
What's
in a
your
big
thoughts?
market. Like my market isn't huge. The county I'm in is 174,000 people. You know, so it's not like, you know,
Wow. Oh, so
JT, they're in Austin,
Austin.
right? Like
Yep.
that's like almost a million people in like a small area.
if more, maybe more.
Yeah, so
All right. How long did it take you to get there, bro? Like,
so it was steady growth. I did about 70 grand my first 9 months open, and then my first full year I did like 165, and then I think I did like 218 the following year, and then like it's been a steady growth. I haven't had a single year that's gone down.
So Adam, are you like every day? You work every day,
No,
or
so I leave my house at like 5:30 Monday through Friday,
wow?
almost without fail.
and what's your address again with the Mickey Mantle cards?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what time my coffee automatically makes. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
And well, so well, I'm also blessed that the wife stay at home. We have a guest house that her mom lives in, so she's here all the time. So don't even try it. We've got cats and they're ferocious.
So, bro, I'm in awe, man. That is pretty impressive, and
Very impressive.
it
Very
just
impressive.
shows like there is two
can do
broad
it.
different spectrums that work in junk removal. You got guys that their answer is throw big money at it through Google Ads. We see them dropping 100+ K a year on just ads, and then we see the other side where it's keeping it simple and no marketing and doing very well for themselves. And Mr. EE, you're kind of in that same boat with Adam, right?
Yeah, I believe, less is best. Keep it simple like a number 2 pencil. And, just put that effort into social media. And like you guys are listening to Adam right here, seeing Adam, and he's proof in the pudding. And, he's not putting a penny
No,
into
and
that.
I get paid for posting. Like I don't get a
See?
lot of money, but like my best month was almost $1,000 on Facebook.
Get him,
Oh, so
Paulie.
you're making the money on Facebook too, bro. Like
Yeah.
what is the view count to make some money on Facebook?
So I honestly make the best money on pictures when I post pictures with captions. That's when I make my most money. And I don't
Have
really.
you broken it down to like how many views equals how much money or anything like that?
Well, so my reel that got 1.4 million views, I made $228 off of that reel.
Okay. So just do one every day for
Damn,
365 more
they're
days.
not paying. I thought they were a lot better, man. Holy shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
But hey, he's doing it.
No,
It's
no, no, no.
free.
I don't mean like I'm not. No, no, no.
Paulie, you said it.
Whoa, I
Paulie, you
didn't mean
said
it
it.
in towards what you're doing, bro. That is amazing that you're making extra money. I'm talking about compared to the views on YouTube. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
200,000 equals 200,000 views equal between 1,000 and 1,500 every 28 days on YouTube. So that's what I have it broken down. So if you did 1 million, you'd be, probably 5 to like 7,500 on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's a different world with that.
shitting kittens happy. But instead, no.
No, but no, bro. Anybody that's getting paid, because I mean, most of the guys, I don't even know if JT and them. I don't know how much
I'm
I
not
don't
getting
remember.
paid.
I think we asked them.
No, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah, see what I mean? Like that's impressive, bro.
Well, Facebook reached out to me. They send you something and ask you, and like I was like, whatever. And I filled out the W-9 or whatever, and then didn't hear anything for like 60 days or something. And then out of nowhere, like a different icon like was on my Facebook or whatever, and I was like, all right.
Became a partner. You came with
And they forgot to tell you that it's net 90.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so
that's pretty impressive, though, man. That you're getting paid with. What's up with YouTube and expanding into another platform? Are you interested?
Well, I am. Like I said, I'm working on this podcast. I have a local guy who's going to help me film the first couple episodes because he has like a way better camera mic setup and everything, and
Studio.
he is an editor. Well, yeah, because I I don't want to do live. My life is way too random to be able to like commit to a certain time. Like honestly, I probably shouldn't fucking be up right now because I have to
You
be
got
up.
your thing tomorrow, your garage sale.
Yeah, I have to be up at 5:15 in the
But
morning.
it's like your reels. You can't redo that. So when you go live, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like no script, no paperwork. When you go
Yeah,
live,
but it's when you first begin. I know what he's feeling, man. He's a little nervous, and you think
Well-
you're gonna freeze up and all that shit. I used to, when I first started doing all this with the interviews, I would always go and edit them before I put them out and all that kind of stuff.
You
Yeah,
cheater.
exactly. Now I just, bro, I'm like more lazy. I'm like, I don't want to go in
Yeah.
it, but my girl does all the editing and
Cheater.
everything.
Yeah, but see what I'm designing is like it's literally like a
Julio.
type like ridiculousness type show.
But
Nice.
you're
nice.
it. You're that's it. That's you, bro.
Mhm.
It's you
I
perfect.
already have a bunch of segments created, like
Oh.
so it should be good. I'm hoping.
I mean, my question to you guys then: Are you guys?
Hey, Julio, you can't come on me and Mr. E's show and start
Yeah.
asking us
Are you wearing a
questions.
Parker?
You see
Are
this
you wearing
guy
a Parker over there? Is
Look at the
that a
back
Parker?
room, man. Slow down, Julio. Slow
I had to
down,
ask this
killer.
question. Are
Did you
guys,
make that hat?
Are you guys trying to like grow your guys' channel, or what's the goal on like for you guys' channel?
What channel?
Like
Channel
for
2?
for like the No Limit hauling, or for Paul?
Oh, I'm trying to blow this up, man. I want to be like
100,000 subscribers. Or what's the goal for?
We're trying to
it's not really about a
YouTube,
number
what's
of subs because
for
I
you
don't
guys?
know how many people are in junk removal, even like in the world or anything like that. So I'm not really stuck on like a number like that. I just want to be like one of the go-to places so people could get, the info that I want to put out there and the content, just to be a cool place for content.
We're trying to blow it up like the Zeppelin.
That's
What I
it.
mean? And give people that content
Raw.
and that raw, that real deal, and at the same time make you laugh and bring people to the table. And if we could help some people squash some beef and get some answers, and they could both walk away and say, hey, okay, it's done. And
But
that's
the main point that me and Mr. E want this show to be, and we do not want to get sidetracked away from this at all, is we want to be like you're not going to give us BS here, bro. Like, we're going to call it out. If everybody's in the chat thinking something, and most of the time people just won't say it, we want to be those guys that say what you all are thinking that you really don't want to say. It's going to put some awkward situations, going to be some awkward moments and all, but that's what
we
we
want to
want.
be that channel where you go to like on Fridays and you watch Gold Rush. It's coming on Friday, 8:00. Babe, don't bother me. I gotta watch my show.
Yeah,
That's what we want. You guys, I gotta watch these two guys. I'm trying
Hell
to tell
yeah.
you. So that's what we want to bring to this, and we want to get some laughs and not so serious, and you know what I mean. But we want it to just be something different.
Hey, you guys are making a good impression on it though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, so I have something. What is the most dangerous thing any one of you has ever done, or dumbest thing? Either one.
Oh, bro, I can't say that.
I could, in junk removal,
Trying to put me in jail, brother. What are you trying to do, man?
Whoa,
I'm a wild guy, bro.
If that makes it easier.
Going to the casino thinking you could win. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking life or
taking
death.
a cactus job. You know what I'm saying? And ouch. You know what I mean? And I didn't have any gloves. What a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? It just pricks everywhere along my hands. And there's just so many things that we could list.
Okay, so I gave this to you, Paul, because it's something that I've done that I think I've never met anyone who's ever played it. It's called bull hockey. Okay, so imagine playing hockey, but instead of a puck, you have a full-size bull. And you have to get that bull to chase you through this area to score points. So we went to this rodeo, and my friends said, we signed you up for bull hockey. And I'm like, all right, I'm in. There's 5 of us. I wore mesh shorts and a t-shirt. We're like filling out these waivers that like say you can die, I'm like,
this is like a real thing. Like, people actually do this. This is
yes,
for real.
you can use.
Where is this? What in
Google this
Pennsylvania?
on YouTube. bull hockey after we're done.
Where is this? They'll go on. Where? What state?
It's traveling, wherever the
Okay.
rodeos are. They do it at rodeos. So
Wow. Okay.
you're on a team.
I like a different type of
We're
rodeo.
like we're getting ready to
I
go
like
out
the
for this
bedroom
thing,
rodeo.
right? We're
Different.
we're geared up. Like I said, I'm in a t-shirt and mesh shorts. That's what my team's wearing. I'm looking around, bro. Some of these people have like full-blown BMX gear, like
Yeah.
like the pad,
The
and I'm like,
pads and men shit.
asking the guys on my team, I'm like, so you're like, why do they have pads on? You know what I mean? Like, you think you should have pads, maybe?
I think you're like the new, jackass number 5.
So
You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I
go out
mean? Johnny
there.
Knoxville type shit. You know what
And
I'm saying? I'm just saying.
on both sides,
keep
there's
it real.
2 55-gallon drums, and you have to get this bull to chase you through the drums to score points.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah,
Did anybody get hit that day by it?
I like to wake up in the morning. You know what I
We
mean?
made it through round 1, right?
Okay.
We made it through round 1. I fell at one point, didn't get hit, whatever. But in round 2, we're waiting to go in, and we're watching, and some guy gets pinned against the wall, and his leg gets broken.
Oh my God,
Bro.
This is crazy.
Sounds kind of dangerous, bro.
Yeah, I know. Like,
I'm just saying.
you lost
You know what I
me
mean?
there, bro.
You
I'll
kind
do
of
it.
lost
Like a
me,
night out at
bro.
the bar
You
with
know
you
what I mean?
guys, man.
Is your
Oh
wife
my
listening
God.
right now? Because you might be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Your life, you know what I'm saying? You might
I'll do it. I'll do
hey,
it.
All right, Adam,
Julio's
if you come
wife.
out to the expo, there's no bull hockey out here. That's the only rule, bro. No bull hockey at the expo.
When you come to Northern California, there's no
the
bull.
next round.
El Toro.
Well, we're gonna do like a pillow fight or
toros.
something between you and Ricky. We're gonna have like a ring, and we're gonna do like some sort of pillow fight or something.
Dude. Yeah, so that
I didn't want to say a boxing match because everybody gets offended in this world or something. You know, I heard that caused a lot of beef last time when Andrew tried getting a boxing match going, and everybody wasn't friends after that. So we'll say a pillow fight.
I say they get together and they play a game of Connect 4. You know what I mean? And play a game of Connect 4 or Sink My Battleship.
Either
There's some
way.
real skills right there. You know
I
what
like
I mean?
that.
Or let's play some double Uno. You know what I mean? Draw 4 type.
Who's
shit.
going out fishing? Aren't they doing like a fishing? Everybody's going out on a boat fishing or something. Matt's doing like a big tour or something. Or any of you guys going on the fishing part?
Hey, Paul, you going with us or what?
No, I'm not a fisher, man. I heard somebody else was talking about they wanted to do the quads in like, I think over by like Sac or something. Somebody brought that up. I'm not sure if anybody's following through, but I'm just not a fishing guy. I love going out in the water and everything, but I get bored with the fishing. I don't eat fish either.
That's right.
I love
Julio,
fishing.
you're a fisher? You like fishing and all?
Well, I went out with Matt and Todd, and then who was it? Matt, Todd,
Bubba.
and it was Tim Doss, and then his stepsons. We all went out there, so it was a good time. We caught sturgeon.
Nice, bro. Hell yeah. Do you eat
with
fish?
With Bubs too. I mean, I do eat fish here and there. I didn't go fishing until I went with them. So
Tilapia.
Tilapia, I don't mind. I actually could eat, man. As long as it's not really that fishy, I could do like Dover sole. I was able to.
I love fishing. Northern California has so much of abundance of salmon, which we're restricted right now. Sturgeon, halibut. We have Dungeness crab. We just, you name it, we got it. And Northern California is really big.
You're a fishing man? I never would have thought you were a fishing guy.
Yes, I used to fish a lot, and it was, they used to call me Tarzan of the Delta. And
you're pulling our leg right now.
I'm trying to tell
you. Had me
I'm,
going until you just said that.
I'm trying to tell
I don't
you.
believe that.
I used to go fishing every day after work. You know what I mean? I pull my boat out and go fishing because I lived in Antioch, California, in that 925, and the Delta is right there.
All right,
and we go fishing all the time, and especially when the salmon run up behind Humphreys, you get it just sturgeon all right there. Then we got San Pablo Bay, we got Grizzly, we got Montezuma Slough, we got so much water, right? The Sacramento River, the San Joaquin Valley. I'm putting these on a map.
You're talking another language. I live there, and I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
So but
what the hell are you talking about?
Reality hit me, and I just had to. I had to keep on working and stop doing what I'm doing, and then that's why I stopped my career and came to junk life.
Got it.
Took control, and now I'm right here with Paulie.
Hey, forget
You know what
about
I
it.
mean? The man with the muscles. You know what I'm
Oh
talking about?
yeah.
You know,
I was just getting my pump on before I got on
mm,
here.
yeah,
So
but
you guys
we
are
all seen
talking
that.
about fish. Have you heard of surströmming?
What's
Uh,
that?
what is that?
Is that a
So,
dictionary word or
so
I'm just let
Chat
me look that up.
GPT word. Let's put it
Yeah,
no,
in.
let
no.
me
So it's a
let me
Swedish
Google that real quick.
delicacy called surströmming.
Really? And
It,
what's
I'm
it
the deal
comes
down.
with
in
it?
a can. I bought a can. It was
Whoa.
$65. It's supposedly the worst smelling fish on the planet.
Even like
Oh,
So if,
dried cod
if,
from
if
Norway?
you Google videos of people opening it,
Yeah.
bro, most of the people throw up before they even get the can open the whole way.
and it's
But
only in Sweden, or
yeah, and it's technically you
Illegal in
can't.
some places.
so I had
It's
the reason
illegal
why
to
I'm
eat on
asking
a
is
plane.
I'm a really good friends. The Sweden arm wrestling team. They're like ultra famous, and they got
Ask them.
famous ladies and that everybody
Surströmming.
loves and all. I'm gonna ask them about this next time when I'm gonna bring this up
I
and be
think
like,
I
hey,
seen
you
that
got
on
I
like
want to try it when I get out there.
I
So
seen that on like Andrew
I got a
Zimmern.
can, and
Open it.
oh my god, I did.
It
I
would
did.
stink out your whole house.
No, I opened it outside, and it was so great, dude. Halfway, like I got the can lid off, and some dude was walking like 50 yards from me. I swear to God, and he yells like, "What the fuck is that smell?" And I just started laughing, dude, because it was like I'm sitting right over the can, and
Oh man.
I tried to taste it, but
Oh.
it was like like mine was like rancid or something. It
All
was
right,
like
we're good, bro. We don't need to hear no more about this.
Adam, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Oh, bro, watch his page,
I
man.
seen
He
it.
does a
I
lot of
seen it.
crazy
I
Have you
seen
stuff.
seen
it.
any of my no gloves videos? Those are some of my
Yeah.
favorite.
Whoa,
We
Oh
go,
my god.
whoa. We got a
go, go.
question right here. We got
Yeah,
a question
Sarah,
right here.
Sarah. Paul, you know we are waiting for that hot tub removal using that new sled. So, guys, you guys should have seen me the other day. I'm out. So I got this sled in, and I couldn't believe how I didn't expect it to be that big. I should have knew, but it was pulling out a hot tub, so it's got to be a nice size. But so I get it out. I'm in the garage and everything. So I start piling the arm wrestling table on. I put a bunch of weights, and I yelled for my girl to come down. I'm like, sit on this and everything. Now I'm doing like reps going back and forth up and down the driveway. My neighbors are probably
Oh,
like looking at me like, what is this guy doing? He's
I
always
thought
doing
you were
something.
pulling an actual hot tub.
No, bro, I was just playing
Oh,
around testing this thing out, and everybody's
oh.
telling me that I'm holding it wrong, and I'm like, guys, I'm an
Mm-hmm.
arm wrestler. I'm practicing like a certain like
Oh,
Feels
that's
like
what
a
we
little
do.
fraudulent now. We're a little upset. We thought
Yeah,
you were
no,
yeah.
I
pulling
was
the hot
just
tub.
practicing. I just got it in the mail. I was so excited to get this damn thing. This is
I
like
was gonna,
Christmas to me
I
over
was
here.
gonna comment and be like, "You nerd," you know what I mean?
Ah!
Get the Zaw and stop playing. Let's go. You
So
know what I mean?
I got it. It's gonna be Tuesday, right after Memorial Day. I'm going to pop this thing out. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try knocking this thing out in 15 minutes. That's my goal here. I'm gonna do it
Dope.
all on video, so you'll have it all on
15
video.
minutes with a hot tub.
With 15 minutes with a hot tub, you watch.
Whoa. What do you think about
It's
that?
gonna be quick, man. It's gonna be hard, but I read some things that. So I'll ask you guys. You guys will notice, man. So they say that the where you lift up the hot tub is from the motor side. That the actual hot tub is made. It sounds crazy, but they say that the weight distribution they make for the hot tub is made to lift from the motor side, and it'll be easier like that. Anybody know anything about that? Have anybody tried that? So that means you're not cutting out the motor, I guess.
Go ahead, Julio. Go ahead. Go ahead. Who?
No, I mean the way we try to do it now is that we try to lift it up, but the motor side, no, we just try to stand it up to make it easier to cut.
Exactly.
But have you tried lifting up from the motor side yet?
Those things
No,
are heavy, man.
So
Those things
hold on.
haven't.
Let me hear me out, guys. This is why I kind of believe it. So you guys know the guy Clutter Reduction,
Yeah,
the couple.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so he is like a ninja with moving stuff.
he
So
is.
I started watching his stuff because he always shows you how to move things with one person that you shouldn't be able to do that. Okay, so from that, I joined a couple of moving groups. I didn't realize what an art moving is. These people are really
yeah.
for real about it. Like, this is crazy stuff that they do. So one of the guys in there said this, and he was like, yo, I used to work for a hot tub company, and it sounds crazy, but once you know this little secret, it'll be so easy, and you'll get them up for the sled, no problem. That you lift from the motor side whatever reason, the weight distribution, it just works perfectly, they say. This could be completely wrong, and this guy could have been messing with everybody.
Yeah, I
but
was gonna
I'm going to
say,
try it out on Tuesday, and I will have a video of me trying and see.
you know,
how
we
hard.
deal with a lot of hot tubs that are built-in decks that are in terrain.
Okay, so this one, guys, this is easy. There's no craziness. I got a gate that I could get right out in one. I measured everything out. Like, this is going to be a dream. This is why I'm saying 15 minutes. This could possibly happen if I don't got to start cutting out the motor.
What I think is, you lift like he said, and then you cut that thing right in half.
No,
you put it on the sled.
cutting.
Drag it out.
No, why would I cut, bro? That's adding a fucking 45 minutes into that thing.
If you could get the,
I don't have arms like you. You know what I'm saying? I can't lift that thing. I can't lift that thing like that.
This is good.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to hurt
Jesus
nobody.
over here, Hercules
Look
over
at
here.
Paul's
You know
guns
what
over there.
I mean?
I did one the other day and got lucky. The motors were held down by wing nuts, and I literally was able to hand loosen all the wing nuts to get both the like it was.
So does it sound crazy what I'm saying right now, Adam?
Platypus.
I don't know that I've ever taken notice to which side. I've always been able to lift it with two guys, like flip it on its side. I've never had a problem with any person that helped me lifting it.
I think the reason why this guy said this was he does them by himself.
See, like I couldn't do it by myself. Like,
well, that's a whole
maybe this might be the trick, bro. Maybe I just told you something.
I mean, I'm 160 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, I can throw a piano in my dump trailer by myself if it's outside and it's like a curbside pickup. Like, I can do that.
Well, the guy who Paul's talking about says he does grand pianos by himself.
No.
So that's what,
yo, bro. I know the whole thing with the pianos. I did this job
Julio,
in
grand piano by himself,
and they didn't even have the whole. There was just one part, the heavy part, they left of the piano, obviously, because they must have knew. So I go try grabbing this thing. Oh my god, bro!
They're
like
so
it
heavy.
was so deceived. This thing must have been like 500-600 pounds, and it was only one little piece of the piano, but it was like the heavy, the real heavy.
Paul, we got to get that guy on the show, and we got to see his formula, and let him talk to the audience and say, hey,
that's a good idea.
We do all this by ourselves. It's him and his wife, and they get down like James Brown, but. Me, there's a lot of things we can say about it because with me, time is money.
But I just want to make this clear, Mr. Yee. He wasn't the one that said the picking up the motor. It was from him that I started watching these moving groups, and somebody in the moving group was sharing. He said that he worked for a hot tub company and that they make it with the weight distribution that they're made to be.
Yeah, but those guys are taught. Those guys are taught. Like if like you have an employee, you're gonna teach him how.
Brother, what are you teaching? You pick the goddamn thing up, throw it on his sled, and pull the fucking thing out, bro.
That's how
what
we.
You're stuck on this chopping things up and all this shit, bro.
I'm just trying to not hurt my little. I'm not trying to hurt my little back. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go to work tomorrow. I'm trying to get busy.
Bro, have you used the sled before? Have you used the sled?
No, because I'm not a nerd. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
I just
that's why you have no idea what you're saying. This thing is like butter, bro.
I've seen it.
It just slides on gravel, rock, grass.
I've seen
everything. But you've seen it, but you haven't felt it, man. It's feeling it.
I mean, if it allows you to do it with one person, then I see the benefit. But like with two people, we just always roll it. You know what I mean? You put it on the car.
You can't go and roll it out everywhere. You're gonna mess up these driveways. You can't.
It's 105 degrees outside. It's 105 degrees outside. I think it's full of rats. I lift that thing up and they all ran out.
Yeah, you ain't rolling things, bro. You're in PA, bro. You could roll everything. You got like a freaking mountain to move it on, man. Like big difference.
Speaking of rolling, is anybody lighting up?
I've literally smoked 2 blunts.
Why do you think his eyes are crossed right now, man? Come on.
I just feel like with the whole it's like you can either get lucky and roll it out, or sometimes you got to cut that bad boy into like 4 pieces or 2 pieces.
Oh yeah.
It just depends, not every hot tub's the same. And then we did one recently in Rona Park right here down the street where I live at, where we had to cut it up in like, oh whoa, he got a whole rolling piece. Is that a whole rolling? Sorry.
Is that a harmonica?
That's a whole damn. He got hella.
Oh damn! Damn! He's got a. Whoa! Is that a
Oh,
sleeping
what's
bag
that?
over
What is
there?
that?
Whoa, shit! Damn!
Oh,
Whoa! You know, I'm
Maroon.
gonna have to get back into these what do they call it? These type of situations.
I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to talk to you, Paul. Well, outside of this,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back into this
Oh,
recreation.
everything's legit though, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna
allowed
get
to
back
do
into
that,
this
bro. I got a
recreation.
license. I'm allowed to do
Jeez,
that.
you know, I'm gonna need to get one of those be legits. You know what I mean? I need one of those be legit. I need those be legits. I put two together. That's what I used to. I'm just saying.
Julio,
Yeah,
I want to find out, man. So you're saying with the rolling out, but you know what it is like when you got to go do them in Marin and all that. So my first hot tub, it was this tiny little to get it through. So I thought I was going to be able to squeeze it by cut it in half. Well,
Yeah.
oh my God, bro! I realized when I was getting over there that it wasn't going to go. Now I'm screwed because now I'm like not in a place where I could really work to like cut it up, and I'm like stuck in between. So I had to cut it up into 4. And it was like 2 hours and 15 minutes of just torture, bro.
just trying to get it all like cut up, huh?
So I've learned, go there, measure it out, like get it exactly know. And if it's within like an inch or two, you're better just cutting them in 4 and just getting it done with right there on the spot.
But Paulie, sometimes we don't get the measure. We show up in person and say, "Hey, okay, that hot tub, it's on the hill. It's got to go down this way. That's gonna be an extra price for that. Okay,
Oh,
if it's an older one, it's full of styrofoam. Great, but let's get it." I tell the yee-yees as I cut, clean, as I cut, clean, as I cut, and now my yee-yees they do all the cutting. I'm just quarterbacking and saying, "Hey, do it that way, do it that way, do it that way," and my other yees raking everything up, and
How
we're done.
do you price them when they're like, they're built in, like they're literally in like a permanent, like you got to pull it out of the deck and all that. Like, how do you, price something with that? Like,
So that's a whole different situation right there because if you cut that deck, they're going to want that job free now.
Yeah.
Or they're going to try to, you know what I mean? Oh, you ruined my deck.
What do you do? Do you like how do you make it that it's that you're not risking that?
You really have to know what you do. You can try to go from underneath, or you gotta take boards off that's around it.
Yeah.
Unscrew the board because you can screw them back in.
Yeah.
Unscrew the boards so you can have a little bit of play. Then you can get to the hot tub, and that right there could be like $1,000 hot tub removal. Because if
how many have you did where it got like where it was that in depth?
I did a few. That's why I say you got to cut those. You got to unscrew the boards, and sometimes those boards they don't come out because the screws are rusted. I broke the board, so I had to go to the hardware store and get more wood to replace it.
Let me ask you, percentage wise, out of all the hot tubs, how many percentage wise do you get out in one piece?
Man,
I'll be real.
35?
The yee will be real. 1. And that was my biggest mistake because I took it out in one piece and put it into the trailer sideways. And our dumps don't take whole hot tubs. You gotta cut it. You gotta cut it in half at least.
No,
So I had to cut it. I had to cut it in half in my trailer.
I believe the one our transfer station takes them, right?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know Santa Rosa does, and I believe Petaluma.
Petaluma takes the one, the full. That's because I did it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like Windsor or Hillsburg, I think you gotta like make sure you cut them up because I know Santa Rosa they're pretty lenient with that too.
Out here at our landfills, there's so many people. They're not.
Yeah, yours would probably be wild over there, man.
They're not.
Santa Rosa is pretty wild when you go up there. You gotta be careful not to get run over when you're over there for real.
When you come over here to Solano County, you're gonna see our landfills. You're gonna see, and you bet you're gonna see a ton of haulers, and you're gonna be like, "Wow, look at that guy! I seen that guy! I seen that guy! I seen that guy! I seen that guy!" And it's just like advertising of haulers.
Yeah, no, it's crazy over at the one over here. It's pretty cool.
But go ahead, Adam.
Ours don't regulate. We don't have to cut them up or anything. But there was in Dauphin County an incinerator that used to have a single item price of $15. So I used to if I had a full hot tub, $15, and that's like really cool for an item.
Yeah.
Now I'm just such a joking dickhead that I used to always joke with the lady in there. I was like, so like, hear me out. What if I just like get a full load of stuff and then like somehow glue it all together and I call it an art installation. You know what I mean? And
Smart.
that's one item, so then like for whatever reason, like I feel like after I made that joke, it was like 2 months later they were like, we don't do single item price anymore, and I'm like, what?
What's your dump price out there for a ton?
In my county it's only 72 a ton. In like the neighboring counties that I operate in, it's mostly like 90 to 110. Now there is like for whatever reason, Dauphin County absolutely screwed themselves. Like they went into debt so bad that Lancaster County, a neighboring county, bought their incinerator and then like shoved it up their ass by telling them that their city, so Harrisburg City, which is the state capital,
Yep.
has to pay double. So they pay like $210 a ton if you live in Harrisburg City, because they have to pay back some amount that like Lancaster supposedly lost by half. I don't understand all of it, but it is like in Dauphin County, every borough is like $107 except for Harrisburg City, and it's like 210.
What about like
Pumpkin, where are
mattress?
you? 240 a ton. I thought we were expensive. Where are you at, brother?
He's right there. That's my guy. He's in Maryland, right? He's in Maryland,
That's
McCaughlin.
a lot. Because down
That's a
here,
lot. What are you paying, Yee?
Oh man, Julio knows we got the best prices, man. You could bring 20 mattresses down here.
it's an app.
It's $1 a mattress, and they just bumped our fees up to $80 a ton.
He's in New Hampshire. Damn, $8 a ton. That is cheap,
$80 a
bro.
ton, and then
No wonder why it's so packed over there.
$10 $10 a ton for
Oh.
$10 a ton for concrete.
You know what? You know what is crazy to me is when you said that it's 24/7. That's crazy in that area. Man, it's just.
I'm at the line every morning. I'm in line at the dump.
I tell everybody that's my favorite time to go, bro. Is that for right after a Monday morning, like 7 a.m. It's so peaceful, and
I'm the first person in line. I'm there at 7 a.m. because
that's it.
If you're commercial and you have logos and everything, you get to get in an hour before everybody else. So I'm there.
We don't got that over here. Only on Saturdays.
I'm there first. I'm 7 a.m. I'm the first person at the landfill.
I wish you wouldn't even be. You'd be 25th, and if you got there at 7, so our landfill opens at 7.
Oh shit!
And I get there about 6:20 to 6:30, and I'm normally 3rd to 5th in line.
Damn, that sucks, man. I didn't know it was like that. We're quick. We're in and out over, right, Julio? We're spoiled over here.
Yeah, I mean, at Petaluma, the last few months has been crazy because when I used to go there last year or the year before, it would be like the lines were ridiculous, crazy. But now it's like it's pretty quick now. It's crazy.
That's the reason why I came up with camel hump trailer loads, because I said I ain't going to the dump. I'm gonna load this for like 6-7 jobs.
Nice.
This trailer is going to have 6-7 jobs. I'm not putting no metal in here. No appliances. My scrap metal guy is going to take everything. And my yees, they already know. Break that desk down. Break that cabinet down. Break everything down and get it in there. And guess what? I done lost about 5 or 6 sledgehammers already because of leave everything inside of the dump trailer. You know what I mean? And my guys just throw everything away without me digging through everything. I said, whoa, stop. You're throwing away money. Stop. But my yees, they just, you know what I mean? They get busy. And if I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 yees, they're there.
Nice. Julio, I want a tip from you, bro. Give us a tip for us newbies and everything. I'm the only newbie on here and all that, but give me a newbie tip, man. Anything. First thing that hits you, bro.
Shit. Just to be good with the competition. I feel like just to be good with the competition, and because whenever we're busy, we can shoot our competition, the jobs and stuff like that. And yeah, just that, be humble and just, like I said, always respect the competition. Because I feel like over here, in Sonoma County, I feel like you got other people that are doing drunk removal, but I'm not saying it's like jealousy or what it is, what I've seen, but I feel like sometimes they just don't show the love that we show towards other haulers.
Amen, bro. I'm 100% with you on that, Julio. I see it, man, and a lot of these dudes don't realize that I see these things, bro. Like, you're not tricking me with that fake ass shit, but there's definitely a lot of haters in this area, and I've been working on changing that. You know, I hit those dudes up, those people that usually get their chest out. I seen them going at Matt and Sonoma and all that, and I made sure to approach them first, let them know I'm the new guy in the area and you know who I am. And you know, I don't want to go beefing with everybody. I don't want to show everybody I'm willing to work with everybody. So I help everybody out. I send jobs and all that, but I feel it, man. There's a tension, and sometimes when you go over to the dump, you know those guys that are looking. A lot of them, there's a lot of love. Don't get me wrong, but you also got those ones, and you feel it, man. And they'll say little comments like, all these new guys getting in and all. It's just like, bro, just get better at what you do, man. You won't have to worry. There's so much fucking junk. Everybody's got junk in their house.
Yeah.
Like there's enough junk to go around. We don't gotta be like that. And I'm just gonna give you an example, man. Me and you don't talk on a regular basis, Julio, or anything, but me and Matt do. And we send jobs, like a couple of jobs already has been sent between us, like and pretty big jobs, you know what I mean? So it's like it's always better to work good with the competition, man. Like it's a better environment. You all can make money, and there's just no reason for it. But Adam, you were about to say something. I see that, man.
Yeah, so my
tough copy you did last night or something. What'd you do, bro?
No, so my best example of this for competition is there's this old head who does it. He's got this he's got a single dump truck. I see him there every day. And this was like the first couple of years that I was doing it. And I didn't realize who he was, but he also does private money lending. And like he came up to me at the dump one day and he name dropped a couple younger investors who I was doing some clean outs for. And he was just like, those guys didn't have anything like until like they did, right? And I'm like, what do you, whatever. So he basically told me that he would finance any property that I looked at, like, and so I ended up finding 2 properties, one of which my company now rents the garage from. But here's to say is like, be nice to your competition. You never know, because literally this guy ended up financing 2 different properties for me, and all because I was nice to him. Like, and because he saw me working every day at the dump, he knew that he'd get paid. Like he sees the hustle.
But even like to just have that nice where if you don't want to work that day, you got something going on, you got something special with a family thing that you can't, be working. So you want to feel good knowing you're sending, whoever calls that day, someone that you can trust, that like someone that's going to give the same experience and all that, because that could be a bad situation as well, man. It's like if you go and send somebody and that person is just like a jackass and just that's on your name. And I seen Ricky made a post or something, and I commented on that, and he's doing the subcontracting and all that stuff. And I was like, but how does that work out, man? Like when you subcontract these jobs, does the client know that you're subcontracting? Do they think that they called you, so it's your company? So let's say, somebody calls me up for a job. I'm not around, so I don't say none. I just like, I got somebody, I'm going to send them right over. So I hit up Mr. E. Mr. E goes over there. Now Mr. E goes and breaks something or does some dopey. He doesn't say nothing. The client just leaves and everything. Now the client's under the impression that it was my company that just sent over my employee, right? So like, isn't that where we could have like a oh shit kind of moment with that subcontracting? And yeah, it's all gravy when you're doing it and it goes good. But what happens at that bad situation? Can you guys fill me in on that? What would you guys think?
So I've had a bunch of issues using some people for subbing. I've always made it right, so I've never had a negative review from it or anything, but I've eaten a bunch of stuff, financially for it. Like for instance, the one time I subbed out a apartment clean out that happened to be above a pizzeria, and when they took out the washer dryer, they didn't fully shut off the washer hose, and I got a call because there was water dripping through the ceiling of the pizzeria.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you like how does that all?
Yeah, I mean, I just ate it. You know what I mean? And I just like.
What did you eat? Like what is that?
It cost
pizza.
Me about, and no, I'm saying it cost me like $800. I love the job. That was like $1,200. And
did you get a good review at the end of the day from that? Was it like?
Well, I mean, it ended up being a guy who gave me more work. So, like from that, I got more work, and I'm sure more referrals. And so my thing is like nobody's perfect, but what I always do, and what I'll always do, is if I fuck up, I will make sure that my next move is such a good move that if that person even decides to bitch about me to even their like sibling, when their sibling goes, well, what happened next? After they tell them, they go, well, you should be kissing this guy's ass. Like, don't fucking talk bad about that guy or I'll fucking punch you. You know what I mean? Like, that's my goal every time. And if that means I have to take it on the chin and I have to just eat the whole job or whatever, like, I'll do
Makes
it.
sense. Makes sense. Drew
I've
says
been,
just charged $39 for fridge removals. That's throwing a little shade towards our
That
boy.
is. And have 2 haunted houses.
And
Yeah, that's a little not gonna say nothing, but you just gotta know what you gotta charge for those kind of things. I mean, mattresses, refrigerators, all those things, they got free on it. You can't just charge no $49, $59 for it. You gotta come on now, especially in California, they charge you off the ass, arm and the leg over here in Sonoma County. So you gotta make
58, right? We're at 58 for the fridge.
yeah. So we charge some, no,
He probably accidentalizes the fridges where he just accidentally breaks them and the Freon is free.
No. He's got the for his haunted houses. That's his
Oh.
line. He stacks up the refrigerators and it keeps everybody in line and everything. So that's why he could do that with that. And that's like his kind of like thing, you know, like kind of it gets him in the door, you know. So it's smart. It's smart as far as that. But you know, in Texas, man, driving all the distance that he does just to pick up a $45 fridge is just I don't know.
I don't think it's I
smart
don't
that
think
is.
it's I don't think it's just that. I think it gives him time to talk and create the videos that he does. And then he chops them all up into clips and throws them out there. So I think the more drive time he gets, the more
Content.
content he gets, because I've seen a video with him and his son the other day, and him and his son clash. You can tell the way they talk with each other, and he's like, yeah, when his son says something the wrong way, and he's on camera. So you know, because his son will be like, you know, and then he'll say something else that he kind of doesn't like, you know what I mean? And I kind of commented on one of his videos, I think it was yesterday, and I said, you guys should have your own show. You know, you and your son, the way you guys talk, and like you'll be so serious, and your son will come from left field. And he'd just be like, Ricardo wants to be so professional and sound so good, and this, and you got this for free, you got this, that truck's paid for it. But you know, they should have their own show. So I think it gives him so much content is when he's behind that wheel and he can talk. That's his weapon.
Yeah.
Is when he talks, because he's getting his point out, and that's just it. Especially if you catch him in like in the coffee line or like whatever he's doing, it gives him more time to talk.
Yo,
Well,
Yee, who's Troll Hunter? He's a fan of yours.
Troll Hunter is a fan of everybody's.
I see.
Troll Hunter is a fan of everybody's. What's
Shout
up,
out.
Troll Hunter? And he always just comments, he supports, and you know, there's nothing
Why
but love.
are you making so much distance from Troll Hunter right now? Is that something to do with you over there?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No,
You're like, he's friends with everybody. Why are you making that point, bro? Is this your troll or something? What's going on?
Because the Yee connects with everybody. I'm the
Or
steward.
are you trolling over there? Is that
I'm the
you?
steward
Yo,
of
guys,
junk
I gotta
removal.
make mention of this, guys. So I go by Ricky's. I think it was this morning. I go by his video that he puts out. Yo, there's some troll under there going and saying that I'm saying all this shit. He goes, forget about it. Says that you're weak and you're lame, and he keeps posting. And I just went under there from. I'm like, no, I didn't, bro. I didn't say any of that. But somebody, one of the trolls in here, is like watching this show and then goes over to Ricky's and just everything we say, he just magnifies it and makes it sound like even crazier and all. So who is that? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody see it on Ricky's videos,
That's
man?
awesome.
No, I didn't see the comments.
Bro, it's on every video. Like the last 5 videos he had, the guy just keeps going under them and he's trying to get him to mess with like us. It's funny, bro. You got to go check it out.
Well, why don't we contact him and say, hey, you want to come on the show?
Good idea, man. Troll Hunter, who are you? Why don't you come on right now? Who is Troll Hunter?
They're trying to make
your name. Will you say your name?
What are you saying, Julio?
They're trying to make it like a Texas versus Cali thing.
Well, you know,
that's what it is. I mean,
it could be.
I mean, it has their own like
Adam
prices of what they choose, and then California is like it's a little different. I mean, other countries or other states have their own like how they charge. It's just not everybody's gonna be the same thing. Everybody's gonna have different prices on what they're doing. It's just kind of part of the facts. I mean, I don't know.
Where's the most expensive state for junk removal, would you say? And Adam, I know what you're about to say, bro. It's 12:30 over there. You gotta be up at 5:30. Your eyes are closing. You want to say a quick goodbye before we get into this talking and all?
Yeah. I just want to say thanks for having me. It was a great time. Great talking to you guys, and keep crushing it out there. Nothing else, man.
Thank you, Adam, for coming on, guys. Get over to his Facebook page, Adam Hummel. That's his profile. Go check him out. Dude is hilarious, man. I'm not playing with that. He's very reserved tonight. I don't know why he's so. Maybe it's the stuff he's smoking or anything.
Yeah,
We're very calm, bro. I was expecting like to bite somebody or do something crazy on film.
Oh, my wife's sleeping in the. You know what I mean?
Ah, that's it. I'm sorry. Yeah. My bad. So next time you won't be so reserved. We'll bring you on in the near future, man.
I'll do an ep for my work truck, which is like my home away from home or something.
Perfect.
That's what I said. When you're live and you're real deal, that's when you get the best content.
That's it, brother. Well, good luck tonight, tomorrow with your garage sale, bro. I hope you kill it, man.
There you
And tap in, man. Keep us up to date with everything, man. Whatever you got going on. Have a great night, brother.
Good night, Adam.
So, guys, we'll stay on another 10 minutes and then we'll call it a night. But guys, Troll Hunter, I want to know, who is Troll Hunter? I'm definitely interested. If you're interested in popping on, let us know. And he says, wow, been on YouTube since 2007. Long time. You must be at least 40. Who is he talking about?
Let's get him on the show. And if he wants to blur his face while we talk to him, he can have a blur face. Don't worry about it.
He's talking about Troll Hunter. Oh, so Troll Hunter's got an old 2000. So it's Ricky. It's Ricky. It's freaking Ricky Ricardo. At 18 years in junk removal, he's got his troll right there. There you go.
Well, hey, you know what I mean? But it could be. But the guy comments on all my videos too. So I always,
The only reason why I say that, who else has been in junk removal since
he just commented. He just commented.
The Drew? I don't know. It's crazy.
No, Troll Hunter just commented.
Oh, this is a real person? Wow, Troll Hunter.
Broski, okay.
Go look him up.
Justin.
Are you friends with him?
Justin Broski.
Justin, where you from, brother? I don't know, man. That don't sound like a real name right there.
He says Fat Cat.
Julio, is that a real name?
He said Fat Cat Junk Removal.
I don't know what the photo that I see right there doesn't look like no Justin.
Fat Cat Junk. Yeah, it's got to be real. He's got
Fat Cat Junk. That's definitely a junk removal name. Fat Cat Junk Removal.
Where's he at? Where you at, brother?
He's from around here.
I don't think so. It says, love you guys. And here's your time to shine, Troll Hunter, because
he's on.
I've
seen him on. Got one follower on Facebook on your. I'm gonna make it 2 right now. I just liked your thing.
Oh, he has a Facebook.
Rock. Oh, he's New York.
Oh,
New York.
Hold on, I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Right, yeah, Julio.
What part of New York?
He's up by Westchester and Rockland. That's like kind of upstate, I think.
Is that what he filmed?
You know me in upstate, though.
I was gonna say, is that what he filmed Sopranos? Is that what he filmed Sopranos?
That's Jersey. That's where the girl's from. Yeah.
There's a lot of hollers out there, but see, he loves the yee.
Hell yeah.
Fat Cat.
So Drew put his link up there for his website. Guys, go over to his website. Yo, go. You got your computer in front of you right now?
Yeah.
Click on the website right now. Let's go. Let's go give it a judging. Let us know what you think, bro. Pull it up on there.
Hang on.
And who did you have do it, Troll Hunter? Who was your Justin? Who did you have do your website? And is it official, man? Before we get on, let us know. Is it official before it?
He's
official, bro.
He's a Fat Cat Junk Removal. He's got 12 5-star reviews.
Oh,
what
was his last review? Read out his last review, Fred. We want to hear how you're doing.
Cortland, New York. Cortland.
All right. He's upstate, man. Like I said, bro, you're up by like Oneonta and all that stuff, huh?
Okay.
Everybody used to go to school up there.
There you go, Troll Hunter. So his last review was 7 years ago. Nah,
that's funny. You do? Okay, I was gonna say, hey, yo, whoa.
There you go, Troll Hunter. We're messing with you. No, he's got some photos on his one of his reviews was a year ago. His name is Justin. It says Justin was great.
Loving
we
the show.
connected, and due to my schedule, it was a while till we could remove the item. He followed up and stayed in touch. Removal was on time, fast, and efficient, and for a great price. And I
I
recommend
wonder if
him.
Justin knows Russ, man. They're probably not that far. How far are you from Rochester, man? Are you far from Rochester? Yeah,
He's
let us
got
know.
it.
And we got somebody else in there. It's Pride in Service. He says, "What's up? How you all doing?"
He's
Pride
got
in
a
Service.
he's
What's
got
up?
an address on here. He's got an address on here.
He does.
Yeah, he's got an address. on
Westchester,
here.
New York. Nice, bro.
No,
Pride in Service. Where you
Look.
from? Let us know where you at. And Troll Hunter, how long you been in? Obviously you've been in for a while and everything. Like, tell us about your junk removal. Are you killing it? Is it full time for you? We're interested.
why don't you come on now, real quick,
Yeah,
Joe
bro.
Hunter?
Come on, man. If you want to
We'll
come
give you,
pop
we'll
on,
give you
bro.
a few more minutes. We'll give you a few more minutes. Come on.
Yo, you got the link. Yee, can you send him the link over to his Facebook, the one that you just pulled up, Justin? Send that over there. Aurora, Colorado, my man. I know Colorado very well, bro.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. Colorado's where it's Aurora's beautiful over there. For sure. How long you been up and running Pride and Service? Colorado is one of those states, man. I'm telling you, I've been there. June, was in the gym during the day, coming out with my just a tank top on right now, and then it starts snowing. Like crazy snowing. Like Colorado is nuts how much it changes over there.
Did you bring your big jacket, Paul? Or what?
Yeah, I got my chinchilla, baby. You
I'll
know
do
it, baby. Yeah, he's talking about that's my American Gangster. I had that before the American Gangster, though. That was before it was cool to have one of those
Hell
things.
yeah.
Hell yeah. I got that in Vegas. I did real good back in the day. I was like 21, 22, and I seen this fur coat. I was like, oh, I need this thing, and went and got a chinchilla.
You got
40
it,
minutes north of Manhattan. Yes. Very cool, man.
Okay.
Portland is a sub. He says, don't judge, bro. I made it myself. Oh, he made it himself. He's talking about his website. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. So how is it? How does it look, Mr. Yee?
Paul is going to judge the website. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I was teasing Mr. Yee
I didn't
earlier.
see the website, but I'm going, okay, it looks okay. Okay, he's a truck and trailer guy.
Nice. Pride and Service just hit 6 years in March. What truck do you have? What are you using? How many trucks do you have? Are you one, or you got a couple employees? Let us know. By the city. Yeah. Very nice. So I used to be in the city too, man. I used to be in the Diamond District over there. That was my my business that I used to roll in the city. And I used to hate it every day getting in and out of that city, bro. Don't matter what time of day or night, it was always traffic, bro. Like it was just.
Can Drew send him the invite? Or
let me see. You know what? Let me see if I could put it on here. Hold on.
Because it's fair. Yeah, right. Okay. Far.
Hold on. I'm gonna send Mr. Yee. I'm gonna send it to you right now. See if you could just share it on the screen.
I don't even know. Oh, okay.
It's going to your phone, so you should be able to just do it right there. Hold on. All right, so you got it now. It's going to you. Now, you're on the laptop too. So
I got my phone right here though.
Oh yeah, put it in the chat. Bada bing. There you go. No, he's part-time. He's in Rochester is really far from. Yeah, okay. So you're 45 minutes. Rochester's 6 hours up. Yeah, Rochester's a bumblefuck. But what I was explaining the other day to everybody with New York and me, anything past the city, I call bumblefuck. So it don't matter. You could be 5 minutes past the city and you live in bumblefuck to me. That's just how it is, man. Everything's upstate and all. We never. I came from Queens and all. We never really passed the city. That's just like unknown lands and all that. Except when everybody used to go to college. That was the college towns up there and everything. Everybody would go and party up there.
I got the best pizza place there, Paul.
Pizza place there? Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the pizza in New York is amazing. So I spend my whole time out here trying to find pizza places that are like New York. Right near in Windsor, man. You know that place, Pizzeria? Do you know that one? That really, really good. And so I'll drive like a half an hour, 40 minutes to just get my pizza, bro. I'm not picky with that shit, but
yeah, I'm starting to get picky with pizza too. I love it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
Man, I can't paste this shit.
No, it's not working. Hold on, let me see if I could go out. You know what? I'm just gonna go in. I got it, bro. Let me see. I got you right now. I'm gonna go on the live here. Bang. But we're only doing 5 more minutes. So if you're gonna come on, bro, you gotta come on right away, dude, because we're only gonna be here 5 more minutes, and then we got.
You guys got jobs tomorrow going on, Julio?
No, we're off the next 3 days. Matt, actually,
Nice.
we were supposed
Nice, bro.
to have 2 draws, but then he's like, "Hey, I moved them till next week."
And that's the
All right, so yo, everybody listening, Santa Rosa, Sonoma Strong is closed. Call, forget about it.
hurry up.
I'm playing with you guys.
Me and Todd will be over there. Me and Todd will be over there in that area. Don't worry. We're taking over. We'll get on the one. We're getting on the one right now.
Nah, I'm playing, guys. I'm out. We're gonna get up early tomorrow morning, and we're gonna go out by one of the rivers or something. I think I might go out by
Russian
the Yuba
River?
River by
Okay.
Sac over there.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go and just I want to go lay out, get some tan, and just kind of chill. He goes, nah, I'm in bed naked. He sleeps naked over there. Ah, man, you junk removal guys.
He wussed out. He wussed out. He wussed out.
So pride and service goes, it's just me and a helper get it third when I need one. I do things a bit different, growing it at a slow, steady pace. I'm just not trying to get out of the truck, but having a hard time finding a good driver. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, we've been, that's one of the big topics has been about scaling and junk removal. And, you know, it seems like there's really two strong sides here. One side likes to stay on the truck and not really even go that route. And then we got the other side, scaling, which we want to hear more about. We want to hear like the experiences of making the transition from like 3 trucks to like 5, like, is it worth it? Would you do it over again? Those are the questions I got. What about you, Mr. E? You've been in this for 5-6 years, man. Do you have any answers or insight, or what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm definitely making a transition next year. And, me and the wife, we've been talking about it. And,
what are you coming out, a lady? What are you meaning your transition into what? What are you doing here? I know you're from Cali and area. What's going on here?
We're definitely
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding. They get kicked off here, bro.
This is the show. This is the show. You know what I mean? I got alligator skin. But we're definitely going to get a dump truck. And, we're definitely making it happen. But we're going to get a different type of dump truck.
Okay.
And I'm still gonna have the trailers, but I gotta give my yees the trust where they can drive the dump truck, and I can sit in that seat and program, or I can just stay home and dispatch them out, and I can pull up with my truck and trailer and really make it happen. So we're on the scene with 30 yards, no problem. So if we got to do a whole house clean out, let's go. So, but I wanted to.
What is that cost, man, for a dump truck like that? And like, what's the difference in license and stuff they need?
What do you mean? As in a trailer from the dump truck?
Yeah, like I mean, I know when you go bigger than the NPR, you got to go up
a couple $100 a month. $100 a month, because when it comes to junk removal, they just tax us because we're in that landfill. They'll tell you, because your truck goes in that landfill, it's very dangerous. Yeah. So many things can happen in that landfill. When they don't realize we're the most carefulest people in the world.
No. Stop. I want to set up a video. You can make a reality show of just hanging out Solano County, a dump or Santa Rosa, and you tell me that's fucking safe and ain't nothing going. Get out of it. Bro, you get out of that car, you could get run over so quick. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody's mad.
Not when the yee comes through. Not when the yee comes through. They already know. It's respect. I'm watching out for nails. I'm watching out for cats. I'm watching out for everything, because I don't want nothing to happen to my. And guess what? This is just for you guys. I did a bonehead fucking move the other day. I lifted my trailer up with both of the doors without strapping them to the walls. My brand new trailer, I bent both doors. Dink! Dink!
Did you mess up? Did you dent anything? Or?
What a jerk off. Did I mess up? My freaking trailers they're like this now. The bottom's closed, not the top, the doors. That's going to cost me another $500 right there to get them re-welded.
And did you have an employee watching as you did that and made that dumbass move?
I was the first person in line at the landfill trying to hurry up, and I did not. The goofball guy at the landfill who watches everything, the scouter, walked over to me and threw me off. And we start talking, and I'm just hitting the button. And I didn't even realize both of my doors are hanging like a goofball. And I'm just sharing that guy. I'm just sharing this with you guys, everybody out there, because you've been on this long, whoever's watching. And I did a goofball move. Dink! I said, oh, damn.
Well, make sure you smile because we know we're gonna clip this out now that you just said
Yeah,
that.
and that's what it's about. Goofball moves, but how do you
So give us the title of the clip. What should it be called right now, bro?
goofball moves? You know what I mean? Goofball moves and junk removal.
Football blues
Oh,
with Yee.
Opus clip that, and you're all you run with it. And
Oh,
I'm gonna do a video on it. I'm gonna do a little video on it and like look at my doors because I'm gonna go drop it off at the trailer shop. But look at my doors. Look what I just did. Goofball.
oh my
Fuck.
God, bro.
And my yee they know to strap the doors off top. But I
Oh.
went by myself. I was
Yo,
trying
you
to.
know what I do, Julio? You might have this in common with me, man, because you got the same truck and all. Do you forget to put up the tarp a lot?
I do. There's a when I first started, or like I still do it to this day, honestly, where I'm at the dumps and I'm like, I asked my wife, I was like, hey, did I raise up the tarp? And she's like, no, you haven't yet. So I open the doors, I'm looking at her like, oh shoot. I should raise up the
There
tarp.
goes that. There goes that bed frame. Yeah. Fuck, you know what
So
I mean?
I'm gonna put like a sign in there because I gotta do something because no matter how many times I tell I could be getting back in the car in the truck and my girl will be like, make sure you put a top. Yep. Get right in. No top up. And then until I'm on the parkway and I'm like, oh shit. Like I don't want to make sure I gotta pull over and something flying out and
No,
oh my God.
we gotta have the guy who's going to the junk expo. We gotta express that to him that you guys gotta make this thing with the tarp with an alarm.
Padilla.
Yeah, you gotta make this
Yo,
with
this
an
clip.
alarm.
Hold on, but Yee, stop. We're gonna make a clip right now.
What's
Say
the
it right
alarm?
to Bob Padilla. Mr.
Bob
Yee has a
Padilla,
message for you. What do you got? What do you got to tell Bob?
we need you to specialize those tarps. As in, if we didn't lift it, alarm goes off. If we put it in drive, alarm goes off. If we go to the dump and that trailer lifts, alarm goes off. The tarp is not pulled back.
I got one more thing too, Bob. I want to ask also, Bob. Is there any way that we went with the lift gate and everything, and so did Sonoma Strong and all that? But I do see a lot of people got the ramp. Is there any way that I can make an attachment where I can add a ramp also? So that's a question for Bob or anybody that's in the truck business or anything like that. Is that something that we could add on to our ready-made truck that's got a with the lift gate? Can we add something on there right now, customize it that I could have a ramp as well, so I could have an option to either use the ramp or the lift gate? Now, second, anybody have any experience with the ramp on like a truck like ours, like the NPRs? Is that even possible?
I would think that you would have to attach them to the side, get these weld brackets so you can pop them and pull them off,
Yep.
or it would be kind of hard like those other trucks that have it that they slide underneath.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If there was something that we could make that could slide underneath or something.
He's the pro. He might be able to do it, but I would think on the side somewhere, and they would have to be smaller ramps. They can't be like the big long U-Haul ramp.
Yeah.
JB says, my guy can get you fixed. Hit me, Mr. Yee.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get stickers inside like the U-Hauls have to help you remember. Yeah, that's what me and my girl was saying that I'm going to do that. Harbor Freight ramps have a lip that I think would work. Would try some off marketplace. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate that. Yeah, definitely gotta check that out. But Bob, if you're listening, brother, I want to stick with you, Monarch, man. So you're gonna hook it up, get us that ramp, brother, and that'll be the new craze. We'll get everybody going with the ramps. We need the ramp.
Bob, I'm gonna need a hookup too, Bob. You know what I mean? I see my video on your website that clipped from Mr. Yee.
He wants his envelope.
I'm gonna need a little envelope at the junk expo, and I might be ready to purchase one. So
you're learning, brother. You're learning.
I mean?
You're getting the forget about it ways. I love it, brother. I love it, my man. You got a welder make you some, or you can get some aftermarket ones like Harbor Freight, like that. And then Andrew says some dump trailers have ramps hung on the side. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
okay. I took mines off because I have these advertising all on the side of mines, and I don't use the ramps. So people have asked me to buy them, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to sell my ramps. But things might get different. But I rent my trailers out a lot. My trailers get rented out.
What's the deal with that? I seen that video, man. Is that real good business? Like, are you doing good with that?
So when someone calls me, I offer them a menu. So if you can't afford the lobster, how about the steak? If you can't afford the steak, how about the chicken? If you can't afford that, how about the fucking
Got a burger for
appetizer?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So when people,
You're making me hungry, bro. I haven't
so
eaten
when
dinner yet.
yeah, you gotta eat. You just took all your carbs out. But anyways,
I'm
you know what I
shrinking.
mean. So when people call me and say, "Hey, what's the full price? What's the full price?" I can't give that to them over the phone. But then when they tell me, "Well, I ask them, what's your budget?" So when they tell me, "Oh, I want to spend about 500," I say, "Okay, well, why don't you look into one of my trailer rentals? I can drop it off on your driveway and pick it up. Boom, bam, you do the work. I drop it, you fill it.
How long do they get with it then?
It's
Is it
24 to 48 hours,
okay?
and that includes 1 ton of disposal.
Okay.
Only household items, no dirt, no concrete, no brick. I don't put any of that.
Yeah, it's too
No
dangerous.
paints.
You'll mess up your
So
trailer
it's
too.
it's easy money, but
But
now,
yo, before I don't mean to cut you off, bro, because
yeah,
I'm gonna forget this. This is something you brought up that we need to ask everybody in the chat right now. We need their advice on this. We
yeah.
were thinking of doing it like a kind of like a fun part of the show, also. Like we don't know if it's going over the line and it's too crazy or not, but we were thinking of doing like maybe like a couple of prank phone calls where we call some of the junk removal companies. And the whole thing that we're gonna try doing is get them to give us their price
Their
on the phone.
price
And
over
that's
the
the whole
phone.
that's our game. If they give
Mhm.
us the price, then we're gonna let them know that they lost, they just screwed up, and we'll make like a funny we'll do we'll do something like you know what I mean? We'll do
Yeah.
something crazy there.
You've been exposed. You know what I mean?
Like, you know what I mean?
Ah, you big dummy. Or like that other movie, UHF, Weird Al Yankovic. Stupid. You know
But
what
I
I
want to
mean?
hear from everybody because this is serious. Like, are we going too overboard with like, are we like now like people are gonna get offended and now we're gonna have problems with the police and all that getting called? Like, or is there something that we could do? Like, I'm dead ass. Like, I think this would be funny. We do like maybe 3 or 4 each time where we call like companies. Now we don't let them know or anything. Obviously, that would ruin it
Yeah,
and all. And
yeah.
we get some companies that maybe nobody would think about, like in some weirder, like
Well, we
not
would have
weirder
to
states,
get
but like
we
different
would have to
places.
get like a designated phone number, because if I call somebody, it says no limit.
Bro, what do you mean that we got autopilot, dog? We got
Oh,
the
whoa,
tracking
whoa.
numbers made
Well,
just for
I
it.
forgot.
Shout
I
out.
forgot. You guys are both autopilot officials. Then you know what I mean.
Oh yeah,
I'm, I'm
investors, baby,
I'm still
investors.
in a stone age. I'm still in a
All
caveman
right,
era.
all right.
You know what I
But yo,
mean.
shout out to Andrew Thompson, man. He's
Shout
made it
out to
possible
Andrew.
that we could go and prank other junk
Hmm.
removal companies on this show, and they won't know it's
We
coming.
we seen something from Jedi Junk Removal today. At least I seen something from Jedi Junk
Ah, yeah,
Removal
yeah,
today.
yeah. You showed us. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, yeah,
Mine
yeah.
slide under my trailer. I use them for dirt and things I use a wheelbarrow for. And Prime Service says, do you all think it's a bad thing to put pricing on website?
Well, let's ask Julio. Julio, what do you think, Julio, about pricing on the website?
Shoot. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I feel like sometimes every job's a little different. I mean, when you go to some jobs, some prices can be different than other jobs because sometimes you got to like count into like the weight and then what you get out from cabinets, or if you have to walk farther distance, things
Hmm.
like that. So I mean, everything could come into like the table.
Maybe exposing your prices to competition.
Oh, I mean, I, how do I say? I mean,
It's
I,
hard.
I
It's
never
a
really
gray
thought
area.
about it like that, to be honest with you, because we already have our set price. I mean, we don't. I mean,
Yeah,
everything's kind of different when it comes to the jobs.
yeah, yeah.
I
See,
mean,
that's where it gets, you got to decide where you're going as a future as far as junk removal. If you're looking to stay on a truck, then I think it's like okay, so to say, to just kind of freestyle it and kind of go with there and not set the prices. But I think if you're taking it seriously and you're trying to scale and you're trying to become a professional business, I think that is something that you have to let known. I think you have to have a set price list for people to take you seriously. Now,
Mhm.
do you put it on the website? That's something that I'm curious to hear what other people would do with that. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if that is the right way because just like you said, man, you got the competition and all that, and I don't know. What's
Well,
your thoughts on that?
my opinion is that it might help you. So when clients call you already, they already know your price. They already say, hey, I seen your website. I seen you charge this much for your full load. I need a full load. I have a garage clean out, and I definitely know it's going to be a full load. And then, I know you charge this, but it's probably going to be 3 of those loads. Then you can say, well, when I get there, we can negotiate that. We offer, multi-load discounts, veterans discounts. See, then you can, but it might be a little easier for them.
Yeah.
If you put your price on the website, because people are gonna shop around, right? But then when they see your situation, you got prices already on.
So they'll see it.
How does that? He has a good example right here. JP Holling says, "You're not going to charge a quarter on a curb the same you charge a quarter you have to walk 5 minutes to pile." So how does like 1-800-JUNK handle that situation?
They're priceless. They come in with a price list. They have a price sheet.
No, I understand that, but like now, like he's saying, a quarter of it's on the quarter load is on the curb. The other another quarter load is, it takes a couple minutes to walk to. So I think what they do have on their price list, this is me guessing right now, is like if it's 50 feet or 100 feet, they add $50 surcharge per hour. So I think that might be how they handle that situation. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're probably accurate, but I think the more you get into it and the more you know the language of junk removal, that when you go in there and you tell them, okay, well, I charge this for the curbside pickup, but then you have some stuff in the backyard, I got to charge you a little bit extra because now I got to go on the property. Because that's
Let
what
me
I
ask you
told.
this, man. You just hit me on this one. So, all right, we got a mattress. Don't worry about the item. We got an item that is on the curb. We got the same item that is in the backyard. What is the discount percentage wise for it being on the curb that you would give? Like say somebody's tight on their budget and you're trying to help them out and be like, all right, if you bring it to the curb, this is what I could do it. What's that percentage?
You want to say, Julio, or you want me to speak on it?
Go ahead, because that's kind
Okay.
of a little bit.
So basically, again, with the options, I give the client the option. If I know and I talk to the client and I can see that, money or whatever is the type of situation, I say, hey, we can save money. If I save time, you save money. If you bring everything out to the curb and have everything on the side of the house or in front of the house, and I could just pick it up, I'm going to give you this price, but I have to come there and see it in person. But if you bring everything outside, that saves me time that I have to go in the house and I got to charge you a different price as soon as I come onto the property.
Yeah, I like that.
Because there's a lot of liability, especially when you go into apartments. When you go into apartments, if you use that factor, they start to think about it. Yeah, because management is an asshole here because we can't dump nothing in the dumpster in the back. It's already overfilled. But that's why I tell a lot of people in apartment complexes, in senior citizen homes, if I have to come into the unit, it's a little bit more because there's a high risk of damage, that liability that costs me. But if you bring everything outside, you'll save a lot more money. And that's when you give your clients options and, give them that menu. And the Julio knows about that. You know what I mean? They're not, Julio and Matt, they're not leaving the job until, you know what I mean? What's it going to take? Okay. Well, how about this? We just take all the big stuff for today and you could throw all the small stuff in the garbage can.
See, you brought up something good right here, and a good conversation piece, because Matt is the contrary to what we're talking about, and he's actually, I believe he teaches in his way is never hit them with the price, like there's no set pricing, everyone, he's going to freestyle and feel it out on the spot, because, you can make extra on some, you can make less on others, you'll go by the feeling of that. But yes, you're saying, of course, but, when does that end? Is it when you're off the truck? And then now you go to the set pricing, because it seems like it's very frowned upon if you don't go to the set pricing when you scale.
I think you have to teach your help that, as Julio has been taught the secrets. Julio has been taught not secrets, but the recipe, Sonoma Strong's recipe. And you have to be taught that. And you know what I mean? Don't create bad habits by doing those crackhead prices. Like Matt said, every job is different. But once you lay that price on the website, you got to stick to your guns.
Yeah.
And to me, when you lay a price on a website, that's more corporate, because every job is different. If
Yeah.
someone says I got a hot tub to be removed, if someone calls me and say, "Hey, Mr. Yee, I need a hot tub removed, but I already took it out. It's laying on the side of my house. You could just pick it up and go." That's a whole different price.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You're saving me time. I don't got to use a blade. I don't got to even hire my 2 other Yees. And then they say, "Hey, I'll even help you load it." That's all different. You can't put that on a website. You can't put that on a price sheet.
Now,
Like,
now
no.
would you let somebody help at all? Would you ever let a
Absolutely.
customer?
I
Yes.
love when
Wow.
customers help me load, because now I always ask customers, send me a picture so I can get an idea of what's going on if I need help. Because, and then sometimes they tell me, no, me and my son will help you load it. Boom. I just made a couple $100 in 10 minutes and they helped me load it.
But
I walked in.
when does see these are the things I want to get in, bro. When this leads to other great conversation is when does that end?
And,
What part of the business do you say I don't do that no more, and that we scale, because now you're putting other liabilities involved with what happens if somebody gets hurt out of them?
well, that's when you have to tell people, you're helping me load it. You're on your own liability. You're on your
Yeah, but
own.
you
This is
can't. Yeah, unless they're signing something, bro. That don't mean shit,
well,
dude.
well, well. A lot of times, if someone gets hurt on their property loading it, that's kind of on them. They're not going to go
Yeah.
sue you, especially if they
I
did
don't
it.
know the story to that. That's something that we definitely would want to talk with a lawyer about, man, because that is a dicey situation. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering why, like a 1-800 junk, that would never be allowed, bro. They would never let a customer
I
touch
think
anything
I
part of
think
the
they
job.
set prices like that because they have a high volume of come and go employees. So if everybody was to go and set their own price, they would say, okay, go here and go do this job. Give them that price when you see them in person. And they would go there and say, hey, okay, the job for this price is this price. But then they reported it on the paperwork, maybe a different price. So that's why I think the corporate jobs like McDonald's, all these other places, they have one price.
Yeah.
You can't go there and be like, I'll pay $1 for that hamburger. No, it's a certain price and that's it. But now, when we are the smaller businesses, when we are the family owned local businesses, we can do that. We can go there and adjust the price and say, hey, I adjusted this price based on this job. That's how
Sarah
I
says
adjust.
something good here that I want to.
Julio,
Sarah says having a base
knowledge.
price is a good idea, but jobs vary case by case. If things are on the 3rd floor with no elevator, then getting the things to the truck plus labor is going to be more. 100%. But
Yeah.
we were just trying to talk about how 1-800 junk would handle that, and the way would be with the upcharges. So they have written out, 50 feet, set of stairs, adds on $50 extra upcharge and all that.
And you can learn from that because you can also do that yourself and say, hey, but this is what I charge for that. If I have to go in an elevator, this is what I charge, because it takes me a lot more time to wait for the elevator.
Yeah.
But you have to learn that language. The more you interact with clients, the more you're comfortable, you're going to be able to go there and like hypnotize them with that snake, with the cobra, with that pipe. And you're going to be the piper controlling that
You know who
cobra.
I want to hear right now, bro? I want to hear Kevin Hess right now, because what I would think that he would start saying right now is something with commissions, adding on those extra bonuses and all
Yeah.
those little
Yeah.
things. Like, if you go and close a job at this, you're getting this certain percentage. If you get this upcharge, you get this certain percentage. If you get a review at the end of it, you get $25 bonus and all. I think those make the employee, because we were all discussing earlier in there, how do you find the right characteristics and the right employees? I think doing things like that, you're going to come across the right employee that understands. He has all these opportunities to make an extra $25 each job just on getting the review. So the second he gets there, he is on best behavior. He's doing everything he's supposed to. He's doing the Kevin Hess training where he's putting in their head right away. I want to deliver 5-star, experience
I
right
want to make
now.
more money. I want to make more money on the job because I'm paid.
Yes.
He thinks I'm paid hourly. I am, but I also make a commission if I upsell. I upsell. So you can also teach your helpers that. You can also
Skin
teach
in
your
the
helpers,
game, baby.
but you have to find that right employee that's willing to learn and listen. Sometimes, we get these employees and, how's everything going? Good. Oh, you stayed up all fucking night playing video games and you're coming on the fucking truck and you're tired and you're sleeping in the front seats while I'm doing all the fucking driving?
Hold on, bro. There's a couple people that are saying what I'm saying right now to you, man. It's the other side. So we're putting the line in the sand right now with you. So Pride and Service says they hire us to do the job. I tell them to sit back and enjoy themselves. Now, when they hire me, the first thing I say is, because a lot of people will ask, like you're saying, and I'll be like, hey, you did the right thing. You called me. Now sit back and forget about it. And they get the little chuckle and all that.
Yeah.
Here's the next one. JP says, what's the difference of them helping load it or them loading it themselves when they rent dumpster or trailer?
Because someone who calls you is not going to load it themselves. They can afford to call you.
Yeah.
That's why they're going to do it.
This is a luxury
This
service.
is a luxury service. They wouldn't be calling you if they can't afford to at least get what they want and help to save money. But a lot of times when we get that call, they already know they're going to pay.
I want to say this, amen with this, Sarah. I agree, because there is thinking like that. There's two sides, and one of them being Mad Vic that says, not every customer is your customer, where Kevin would always correct him and say, no, you need to make every customer into your credit. I'm with you, Sarah. Now that I've been going from the 4 months and living near some of the areas that I'm in, like some examples would be Santa Rosa and everything. And you go there and they're going to show you probably 2 full loads of stuff. And then they come in, they're like, I'll give them the price. And then you can see the shock and you're like, and then I'm like, well, what were you expecting? What was the price that you had in your mind? $50. And you're just like, yo, there's nothing to save here. There's nothing I can say after this. You're not in reality. It's more money to dump this stuff than $50. So if anybody takes that $50 from you and takes your garbage away, it's going down the block on the side of the road illegally. You know what I mean? So I 100%, because before that I was like, I think Kevin's right on this. I'm going to try saving every interaction. I want to make it. But then when you get there and you get some calls like that and you're there and there's just, what are you supposed to do? You know what I mean? When they just said $50 and I'm like thinking, well, maybe I could get one item and they're not even in reality. It's not my customer.
Sometimes you want to be that annoying Kirby salesman who's selling those vacuums and he's not leaving that house until he sells a unit. And if I can leave this house with at least $200, well, how about I take that big ass sofa for you? How about I take that big old dresser for you? How about I take this for you? I'll do all that. $200, whatever. At least you got that $200 for less than a half an hour work, and you got your gas money, and you paid for your waste of a time. And you'd be surprised.
But that's cool. That's what we normally do. But when you're at a crack house, brother, and you're starting to talk, there's no way. I mean, and
that's part of this business. That's what this business is. Half of this business is people wasting our time and calling us and just like, the fuck you calling me for?
Yeah.
But that's just part of it. Imagine how many calls Home Depot gets every day. How many calls Lowe's gets every day for the stupidest shit.
Yeah. But sometimes I'm in shock though, and like I'm curious when I ask them, what they think the price would be, and then you could see them thinking in their head, and they didn't even know. They never thought that question out. They just wanted something so ridiculously cheap, and they're saying to themselves, "Well, this is all garbage I don't want, so this person's just going to come over here and he's going to take it away for $20 this whole truckload of stuff." You know what I mean? It's garbage.
I'm pretty sure Julio knows this. Sometimes when we pull up to people's houses and we see who they are, we already know. Like, I think he's on
my
mute.
bad. He's
What's wrong with you over here?
Like you guys are saying though, this is like a week ago when I went to a property. It's over there by Dutton, and as soon as I pulled up to the property, I could see they had a whole bunch of stuff in the front of the house, and then I was like, oh shit, okay. I was like, all right. And then as soon as I got there, I was like, I mean, you can kind of already tell, like you're saying, when you walk into a customer's like property, you're like, you can kind of tell they're already like not gonna go with the price. And it wasn't her; it was her sister that was there, so she wasn't even there. Man, so I told her like how much it might be. It might be like a full load, 2 or 3 loads, and I told her that we charge more for like mattresses and refrigerators and stuff. And she looks at me, she's like, "How much is the price?" So I told the price, and she's like, and I'm like, "Yeah, you guys have like at least 10 mattresses here. We charge $50 per mattress." And then you got like the AC units and whatever, we charge $50 or $60 for those in the refrigerator. And I was like, you guys have that too? And I was like, well, she looks at me like, oh, wow. Like, okay, we'll give you a call. And we never heard back from them. But like Sarah was saying, not every customer is your customer, because you could go to like jobs and you might be like, oh, I might have that job. But you look at customers and you see
Bro,
their face,
I just want to
you
just
know?
I went to the same house, and that was the example I was just giving you with the
The
$50,
crackhead,
and I
crackhead.
can't
Yeah.
believe you just said that, bro. I'm
You
laughing
see-
my
you
ass
see-
off
you
right
Yeah,
see-
now.
they're just looking at you like,
They
look at-
didn't even get the
what?
job.
Yep,
They
yep.
didn't even get the job. You didn't
I
get
don't
the
feel
job.
bad, bro. I don't feel
No,
okay.
no.
Yeah, they're looking at you like, oh, you're crazy. Like, that's hell. Like,
Yeah.
they're looking at you like, what? How much is
Yeah.
it? And then I'm like, okay. And then they're just like, well, we'll give you a call. And then sometimes you never hear from those customers again.
No.
But,
It's
I mean,
just
certain areas you already know, like where you might get jobs and where you might not. I mean, it's kind of bad to say that, but
But
I mean,
I got to say the opposite on that as well, bro. There's been times where, I've, thought there's no way this is not happening. There's no way there's money here that they could afford this. And then you're surprised and you're like, oh, wow. And then they'll even leave a great tip on top. And you're like, holy
That's
shit. So that
Yeah.
I've seen the both extremes as well,
sometimes the middle class in this business is the best
the
class.
best.
Yeah.
Who
They
just
take care of you the best.
they work hard and they know what hard work is.
Yep.
And they can afford it. It may not be the biggest pickup, but they can afford it. Like, okay. And that's just we go to the high-end clients sometimes, and they're the most rudest. They don't even tip you nothing. Like, okay, I'm not blah, 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 blah. It's just part of this business that you really have to have alligator skin and just okay, next.
Yeah, you're right, because I mean, there's properties though, like you're saying, Paul, where we've gone to, and they might not be like you're saying. You might think, oh, they might not go with it, and they go with it, and like you're saying, they give us a fat tip, and you're looking at them like, wow.
Mhm.
Wow, didn't
And a
expect
review.
that, didn't see that
And a
coming.
review.
Some customers are different, not every customer is like that, but there's just every customer is a little different,
Yeah.
You might get those, like you're saying, those middle class that are like, oh, we're gonna tip you fatter, and then you get the ones that have money that won't tip you at all. It just
So
depends.
Julio, on your tip machine that you guys use,
Yeah.
what's the average on a tip? I mean, not the price, but the average conversion of you getting a tip.
Percentage wise, right? 'Cause it's on
Percentage, yeah.
Dude, to be honest,
Like out of 10 jobs, how many tips you think you're going to get out of 10 jobs?
so we probably lock in maybe 5 out of 5. Sometimes if we get lucky,
Yeah, that's
maybe
half.
6
Yeah.
or 7 out of that we get.
Yeah.
But then you got sometimes where we don't get none at all. It just kind of depends on how the day goes, and sometimes customers are like, hey, they see that we do our work, and they're like, oh,
yeah, you worked hard.
Are you guys doing? This is for both of you guys. Are you guys doing a lot of credit card transactions?
I do a lot of credit card transactions, but you got to understand when your credit card reader is not working and you got to type it in manually, you get charged 3% from the financial company. Then just a tap or swipe. So if you got to do it manually, you're getting charged from Clover 3%. Then you're getting charged from your bank too for the transaction. Then if it's just a tap or a swipe that went through crispy clean.
Gotcha.
But people ask me all the time, do you take all forms of payment? I say, of course, I'm that professional company. You know what I mean? I'll take a check, but you got to live there. Like, I learned from Matt. I'm not taking a check if you're moving away.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's just what I'm not doing.
100%.
So, and this is game for you, Paul, because you're gonna learn all this. You're gonna go through this, and you're gonna see what your high and low points until you're ready to do that. You know what I mean? You're off the truck and you can trust somebody, and but I believe, if you want to scale, manager, supervisor, because you always got to have that guy who's on the crew. Always got to have that guy who's on the crew. They may not like the supervisor, but he's there for a reason.
Well, I need to hear somebody say this, bro. I need to see somebody running this business, and I need to see what I need to see, bro. The belief that it makes sense, because I got to be honest. I'm not mentioning no names or anything, but the guys that I see that are 5-6 trucks, bro, I swear I think that they're equal to the guys that are making 2 to 3 trucks, and I just haven't seen a big enough difference in anything to make me believe there is something different other than people's egos. And I'm not an ego guy. I'm one of those guys that's trying to figure out what's the maximum, what makes the most sense, what's going to be able to make me free and put like the least amount. In 5 years from now, if I'm going junk removal, what does it make sense? Is it 10 trucks? Is it only 3 trucks? Because anything over 3 trucks, it doesn't make sense. You know, because I'm planning on taking this as a launch pad, man. And, you know, I got a bunch of different businesses. I just want to keep building the empire. I want to keep adding to it, man. You know, so I'm cool to go and if I feel it's 3 trucks is the key and that's the maximum I'm going to get, boom, let's set that up and let's get that running and then let's start building another business, you know. But hey, if you guys show me somebody that's doing 10 trucks and they're living a very nice lifestyle and they're not married to the business for life, that's where I don't care how much money you make from a business. If you're married to it for life and you can't enjoy it and you're not free, it's not worth it. That's dead ass. It's just not worth it to me, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. If you can't take a vacation when you want and take a day off when you want, then it's a problem.
If you can't get up and leave for a month and not tell anybody and then come back and it's still there, then you're not doing what I'm talking about, bro. And I live it, bro. I'm not bullshitting you. You guys.
I don't think, Paul, I don't think we're going to find that. I don't think we're going to find that because me and Julio are from the side where, you know, we do this. You're doing it too, but we're a little bit more experienced in it. And it's hard to not think about it and not, you know, be worried about it and not try not to get that phone ring. And then especially to take a month off,
But think of this now, 10 trucks are running and you're doing all this shit. But then to find out at the end of the day, you're only making $250,000 you're keeping in your pocket. That doesn't make sense to me. It just makes no sense. That's dopey, man. That
might not find that answer. We'll keep on looking.
Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This is definitely the longest show that I think I've been on in junk removal completely. I can't say arm wrestling because we've been on like 8-9 hours, and that's for real. But I'm going to say for this, we're coming up on 3 hours. I'm sorry for having you on all night, Julio. I didn't mean to keep you up all night. It was just such a great conversation. You know, I wanted to keep it going and all. But
that's why we had you,
everybody.
That's why we had you on the show, Julio. We loved, you know what I mean, your vibe. We love your energy, and you know what I mean. We maybe you need to get your own YouTube show going on too, the Julio, and you know you'd be surprised, brother. You'd be so surprised that people support you a lot.
I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to be on here, and you guys reaching out to me and just bringing me on the channel, and hopefully we can do this again pretty soon. For sure.
100%. Well, bro, you're invited to the junk family, man. We got
hang on, we got a question. We got a question. You see what JB Hauling just said right there? You need to 1-800-JUNK owner program.
What is that? That's a program or something? I don't know. We got to look into that. I guess that's maybe for the franchisee owners or something.
Yeah, maybe we need to act like we're going to buy a franchise and get all the info.
Right.
There you go.
Thank you, JB.
Well, guys, I really appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, please smash that thumbs up button. I don't know if I hit the 500 mark yet. I'm almost there. I know before the show we were at 1 or 2 away. So, guys, please hit that subscribe button. Hit up mom, hit up grandma. Let them know about it as well. Let's get them tuned in as well. And, guys, remember, this Tuesday coming up, we're going to have Mr. Yee as the co-host as always. And we got our man Dan Beals, the Furniture King, coming in. So tune in then. It's going to be a great show, guys. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Let's see that gun show before we call it a night. Hey, don't hurt nobody, Julio.
Don't hurt nobody. Well, Julio, don't hurt no one tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you, Julio. Thank you, Paul.
All right,
see you. All right, cool.
Bye, guys.